we will never speak of this again. Not even, it was like, I was in terrible shape for that photo shoot too. No. That was the mangina photo shoot. Completely different. Oh, please, YouTube stream, don't start right now. Holy, all right, bet. So just very possibly that was the first sentence of this YouTube stream. I'm so sorry. If you've clicked on this afterward, we are going to play Brewmaster. I'm just stream asked to see photos of me back in the day. No, I apologize if that's the first thing you heard. I promise you there was context. My internet went out. We're about to play Brewmaster. I'm just showing stream some old modeling photos. They asked me if I had ever had a leather jacket. And I was like, yes, I have a leather jacket, okay? Listen. So, look. Proper leather jacket a woo. Look, 1. All right, leather jacket number 1. There are 3 different leather. I've had a bunch of different leather. I really like this leather jacket, okay? So number 1. Number 2, that's also me, by the way. Yeah. And then number 3, yeah, look at that. Now, this photo was heavily edited. This photographer, whenever I did a photo shoot with them, they used to, like, take off all of my spots and make me look extra, like, Korean. So just to clarify, this was this. Yeah, so they used to over filter my face. I remember this one. And I did like 3 different photo shoots with them, and they always did the same thing with my face back in the day. But yes, so yeah, anyways. Yeah, so I actually, no, but I was being serious. Like, I did actually used to wear a leather jacket for photo shoots and stuff, like a long time ago. I had to throw it out, right, Kitty? Didn't I look at it at one point and realize I had to throw it out? When we moved here, right? Well, we could, Socratic, so technically in Thailand we could, but, you know, was all your modeling done in Thailand? Correct, yes. And I dreamt in English, the kicker, I don't speak English. That's so weird, Mazero. I had to reset my stream because the internet just went out. It was like 7 years ago. It just decayed. It was actually real leather, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, the idea was I actually did use the model, like, way back in the day. Yeah, classic. All right, I'm deleting all of these pretty much. Okay. If it decayed, it is most likely not real leather. Oh, okay. But it was a long time ago, to be fair. I'm from Brazil, speak Portuguese, and you dreamt in English? Okay, it seems like the YouTube stream is back, though. Yo, hi, Pixel Dad. Got me into trying Tank? That's awesome. I'm sorry that I was playing... I was playing all day, and then my internet went out briefly, so I just have to restart the YouTube stream. Impossible. I was hot when I worked. You think that's the problem, Socratic? Bro, at one point I was hired to do a photo shoot for PUBG. And the PUBG photo shoot, I swear I was going to die of heat stroke. Let me tell you why. Because they made me put on the entire armor. Like the full armor. I had to wear it and then hike up a mountain. Which is ridiculous because that was in the summer in Thailand. I'll find that photo shoot. I'm serious too. And they made, no. It was, I don't know why, I could have put on the armor after we hiked to the location. But the problem is, they made me put on the armor beforehand, and that sucked. I did not enjoy that. Yeah, I'll show you the photo shoot. It was actually a really cool photo shoot, to be fair. Like amazing photos, by the way. Really, really cool photos here. I really like these photos. There was a lot of like actual action shots and stuff. I really, really like this photo shoot. It was actually super cool for PUBG. Yeah, like I'll just link you a few of them here. So the rower was yes, Malden. Yes, I have been. Check his Discord, Twitter. No. It was very cold. Yes, just to clarify, if you do see any photos of me next to a waterfall, it was very cold. Correct. Just remember, some people are growers, not showers. I'm not self-conscious about it, but it's a thing. I'm perfect. You know what I mean? It's a true. And so there's like this faux confidence that comes from being a shower. But imagine how disappointed somebody is going to be from basically looking at it and being like, wow, I can't wait to see this thing in action. And then all of a sudden it's in action and it's like 20% longer than it was without being in action. And you're like, well, the disappointment is palpable. But the thing about a grower is that you're like, wow, it's literally 300% longer than it is without being in action. And you're like, wow, what an amazing surprise. It's true. I've lived in Koh Samui for 4 years. That's why I'm saying it. Oh, that's fair. Yeah. You've lived in Koh Samui for 4 years? wait, shit. Noob clipped it. Hi. I love their YouTube. Hey, wait. Holy Priest doing 20k HPS in the first blunt AA. Tank fault for dying. I actually think Holy Priest could do a lot more damage there. I don't think it's the tank's fault for dying. I think the tank has to be incredibly aware of how to manage those bleeds, Chris. Yeah, tank Brew doing like 20. I think that if you're playing a Brewmaster on the first pull, you have to reset your bleeds, by the way. I'll brew a fresh to restart my mind. Okay, good morning, good morning. All right, let me just go grab a little bit of milk, I think, and then we'll do some Brewmaster keys, though. You got your coffee, random? All right, bet. And then I got to do some arm workouts. So, random, I'm going to invite you. What are you playing? You're Demon Hunter? Okay, does anybody want to do... We're doing like 12s, give or take. Somewhere between a 10 and a 12. I guess like we'll just get to 12s real fast because it's easier to farm crests on that. Brewmaster is very strong right now, but I absolutely need to gear mine a little bit. Milk. Yeah, I could use some milk. Maybe if I drink enough milk, it won't be a problem. Anyways, here's me in armor. Just to clarify, when I said armor, this is what I meant, Socrates. Look. Ready? This is me with a PUBG photo shoot. And I had to wear all this armor. Then we hiked up a mountain in Thailand. That was the problem. So I had to basically wear all of this and then hike up the mountain, which was really hard because it was very hot. And I was like dying of heat stroke. So that's the problem, by the way. That was the thing about that. That was much harder than the leather jacket. Like wearing full cosplay, but actually yeah, it was really cool. It was super cool. That was a really cool shoot. I think it's the kill. Yeah, it's like Touch of Death. It's the monk affix. I like they paid you well. Bro, the cosplay photo shoots actually paid terribly. But I did them more for joy. Like, because I really wanted to do the cosplay. They didn't pay well at all. I was paid Thai wages for that. And I think, like, on average, one of those photo shoots was, like, 150 for half a day. It was like 150 for like a whole day. Which is not very good for modeling. Good luck farming the Warglaives. Good luck, good luck. Hey, Slambert. Random. If you want to... What key do you have, random? Bye, Lacus. Oh, we're going to stretch, and I'm going to move. Gamish also told me to move earlier. And Mr. Stargazer donated 300 bits, which means I got to do some arm workout. Let's go. My Sauron 11? Okay. You want to send... Let's just do my Pit of Sauron 11, and then we'll do your My Sauron 11, and then we'll have two 12s. The streamer doesn't read his chat. What? Good night, noob. Oh, sorry. My bad, Lacus. For sure? Okay. You list whatever, and then we'll just get it up. I have this many more crests to farm. Because after this, I need this many more crests. Oh my god. By the way, you can tell what type of day that I wanted to have based on my pants. Look, I'm wearing pants right now. Are these not the coolest pants you've ever seen in your life? Look at this. Now, look at these bad boys. Look at these bad boys. Look. Wow. Wow. Nice, huh? Nice. This right here. These are premium pajama pants. These Naruto pajama pants. The fabric is thick too. This is nice fabric. Yeah, this is like proper fabric. This isn't some $2 pair of pajama pants. These are at least $5. Wow. That's what I'm talking about. That's the vibe. In this stream, we have quality clothes. I mean, this shirt's like $2, but ignore that. This right here, from China. This right here, probably also from China. But Naruto pajama pants. Nice. Thank you. I used to do that for a living, Captain. All right. Yeah, it's a Naruto fan, though. Are the pants hiding somewhere in the back? What do you mean, Wiz? These are nice pants. Health potions on Brew? I do need some health potions, yeah. I could use some, actually. Good reminder. Random, I think I passed you lead, did I not? Random, you list a key, whatever you want. I'm going to do some arm workout, and then we're just gaming all night, so no problem. They're fantastic PJs. Thank you. Fox ears for a minute? Okay, all right. So here's what the plan is. I just need to do at least a little something. At least a little something. I don't need to do a lot. All right. Let's pick up these weights here. Here. I'll move the camera up a little bit. Here. We'll just do something. We'll do a little something for some biddies today. Yep. If you cheer the biddies, I'll get tiggled biddies. What's up, Slambert? I'm a new player to WoW that likes to tank right now. I'm a pro warrior. Should I level a monk? Honestly, Slambert, don't be pressured into playing meta unless you are doing very high content. It isn't necessary. You don't need to do it. Feel free to play whatever it is that you want to play. Whatever you like the most is what you're going to spend the most time on. Whatever you spend the most time on, you're going to become the best at. And you will be able to express mastery over that thing. So if you really like Prot Warrior, just stick on Prot Warrior. Prot Warrior is actually a very decent tank right now. However, if you wanted to re-roll to, technically speaking, the meta spec, then yes, not a bad idea to go Brewmaster. As of right now, if no more nerfs, Brewmaster is probably going to be the quote-unquote meta tank. So you may have a friendlier experience playing the meta tank. It might be easier for you to find groups. More people may want to play with you. For what it's worth, though. I see what you did there. And it just so happens you're absolutely right. But there are shorts underneath this. I know that, and I had to wear shorts underneath this because there's the little pee hole in these pants where you can unbutton it to, like, do that. I don't think anybody ever actually uses that, especially with pajama pants. And I was worried that I would stand up on stream and then get banned. So what I did was I put on shorts underneath the Naruto pajama pants to avoid this from happening. 3,000 IQ. Yeah, I mean, like, who is going to use the pajama pants version of it, right? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying. I feel like such a gym bro just standing here doing bicep curls, to be honest. Actually, a pretty good set. You are a gym bro? I am offended, Lacus. How could you say that? Is it the buzz cut? I wasn't watching Do It Again. I mean, there were 300 bits donated. How many reps do you think is fair for 300 bits? Out of curiosity, if you had to guess, how many reps would you say? It's a buzz cut. Yeah, I know, right? Look at it. 30? 1 bit equals 1 rep? Nah, hold on. 30 reps? I don't think that's true. Look at this. If you didn't know me, I just want you to ask yourself a question. If you didn't know me and you had no knowledge of my personality and you couldn't see the fact that I'm wearing Naruto pajama pants, what would you think of me with the buzz cut? You ready? I mean, you're thinking that I am a regular douchebag. 100%, right? 100%. Right? Are you wrong? Absolutely. I'm a special douchebag, not a regular douchebag. Nah, whiz. When I was younger, I was diagnosed early on. Like, I have a legal diagnosis. Have you seen Malcolm in the Middle? You look like his brother. No, I've never seen Malcolm in the Middle. But I do feel like I look like such a regular guy. Yeah, we could do, okay, we'll do 1 or 2 more sets of bicep curls. That's fine. All right. Yeah, we gotta roll back the sleeves a little bit. There we go. That's the stuff. There you go. You look like every tourist coming to learn Muay Thai. Yeah, cause I'm like a Muay Thai fighter. Like, yeah, you don't want to fuck with me. You don't want to. I'll fuck you up, bro. I'm basically just a lad. There you go. Honestly, do you think that I should make a TikTok, do bicep curls, and just say things like, good girl? Nope, I heard her puke downstairs. I don't think that was the right one. All right, so I just need a bicycle helmet. You're saying without the helmet, Kitty, it doesn't work? I don't see you tightening and squeezing at the end. So the isometric contraction at the shortened position, Lovers Ellis, is actually overrated. Now, you can do it, but it's overrated. If I truly wanted to maximize hypertrophy, then what I would do is just make sure I take this to failure. Although, if I really wanted to super focus on hypertrophy for my body, what tends to work best is this. A really slow, extended, eccentric contraction for me tends to work best. However, since I'm just chilling today, I just kind of want to do regular bicep curls. And as long as I do them to a reasonable intensity, I'll grow my biceps. Also, it's not exactly like I'm like bulking right now. I'm just doing some weightlifting. So, if I start making that face, as long as I do a few more reps from there, I'll have, look at the pump, look at the definition, I'll be fine. Okay. So, focusing on the particular points of weightlifting, like whether or not I should get a slightly longer squeeze at the top or whatever, is kind of like focusing on secondary stats in World of Warcraft. It's not important, but it's not going to make nearly as much of a difference as you think it's going to make. Draw off the veins. There you go. I got a little bicep vein popping. Not exactly the heaviest weight, but I got a little something. Nice. The forearms. It's not a very forearm controlled. I'd have to actually work forearms later to get like proper forearm activation. I have to actually work forearms, Kitty. But yeah, honestly, I think that people try to min-max their fitness way too much. You know, the truth is, just do some bicep curls. Like, if you want to grow your biceps, I'm going to be honest with you, just do some bicep curls. Or is there a way to maximize your bicep curls? Absolutely. But the truth is, just do some bicep curls. Honestly, that makes sense. What are we doing today? Market muscles? Yup. Pretty much, Wisdom. Yup. Is this show the veins? Yeah, except normally right after I do that, you just kind of hear some gagging in the background. Sorry, that was too much. That's my bad. I went too far. Because we probably will have Burger King milkshakes, and we're both drinking our milkshakes, and that's why you would hear that. Because we're drinking the milkshake so fast, we're actually gonna just go, oh, like we're gonna get a brain freeze, and that's why you would hear that noise, right? Make sense? Yeah. So it's just one of those things because you know, like we both get super excited about milkshakes, and we drink them too fast. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's just because like we don't normally have milkshakes, so it's like a special. It makes sense, right? Exactly. I'm just doing some quick bicep curls real quick. Also, there are so many ways to. Sorry, give me a second. So- okay, what was I saying? Right. When it comes to making yourself look good, if you're ever posing for a photo, very important. Lighting and posing is everything. If you didn't know this, let me show you. Are you ready? So let's say that I was doing some bicep curls. If I have my arm slightly away from my body, facing in, and I don't flex it, does it look like I have some muscles? Kinda, right? But they're not that impressive, correct? Right? Okay, all I'm gonna do is adjust my posture. You ready? I'm not gonna do anything else. You ready? It's a crazy difference just a simple posing will make. Posture. I haven't been lifting that much recently, to be honest with you. I mean, I'm not lifting like 6 days a week right now. I was serious though. I'm actually gonna get this though. Yeah. Whiz. Normally, when I show off that technique whiz, a similar thing happens as to when people have Burger King milkshakes. It tends to have a similar audio effect on the room. Oops. All right, cool. I think they've waited long enough. Let's do some keys. Brewmaster time. God, if anybody has tuned in, because I had to restart the YouTube stream. If you have tuned into the YouTube stream at this exact moment in time, it's probably an absolutely culture shock. Hand-sized milkshakes, and you know what they say about them? The bigger, the better. Hi, Duck, stop. All right, what key was this? Mysara Caverns, right? Let's go. Okay. Mysara Caverns, let's do it. Granted, you know what I could probably do is just actually upgrade this Myth Helm to max. Or at least catalyze something. I have all my catalyst charges, so it's probably not a bad idea just to send real quick. I think 2 sets pretty powerful, but it's not necessary for these keys. I'm thinking bringing all the boys to the yards. Yep. That's true. That's true. Okay, I missed whatever happened. So I was streaming earlier. We did a bunch of keys, and then my internet went out, so I had to restart stream randomly, and the YouTube stream happened to restart at a very kind of awkward time when we were all in the midst of a riveting conversation. But because the YouTube stream had restarted at exactly that moment, it's just a little awkward because there's not really a lot of context, you know? All right, thank you, Stargazer, for the bits. I got a little bicep workout there, which was nice. After the bicep workout, I will have to think about what I'm doing next. Okay, I got another mount. I now have 155 mounts. Is that good? No, that's not why the internet went out, I don't think. It's probably unrelated. Okay. Okay, but what you should do, that actually, I really hope that was not the first line. I have to go back and check, but Kitty, I'm really desperately hoping, honestly, I am hoping with all of my heart that that is not the first line of the YouTube stream in case somebody actually goes back and watches the VOD. To be honest though, Wiz, now because the stream went out and you know, it's unfortunate. I feel like hopefully somebody like gifts a bunch of subs or maybe they donate some bits because now I feel bad. And what would really cheer me up is some bits. I'm being facetious, by the way. You don't have to do that.
Oh shit, you actually did. Oh, thank you, Wiz. Much appreciated. I appreciate this bitch, Wiz. Thank you, Wiz. Man, thank you for the donations of bitch. I appreciate it. You're making me feel my bed. Thank you. That was very nice of you. I really appreciate your gift for sub.
By the way, Brewmaster is actually so tanky that I just feel comfortable doing all these pulls at 252 item level. That crunches soy is more. By the way, Wiz, genuinely, thank you for the gifted subs. I appreciate it. To be honest with you, it's not why I stream. Ultimately, I stream because I like playing World of Warcraft and I enjoy hanging out with people, right? But technically speaking, it is very frustrating when you are streaming. It can be so frustrating when your power just blips like that because there's nothing you can do about it, right? I mean, it's like one moment I'm there and then all of a sudden it goes out. And the thing is, you can't resend a notification. And when the stream comes back, a lot of people have disconnected, but they don't actually get a notification that I'm live again. The algorithm tends to really dislike it when you have a disconnect. Like if your internet goes out while you're streaming, it is actually like a pretty miserable feeling because you just think to yourself, you're just sitting there and you're like, okay, like, should I restart it? Like if I actually cared about my stream statistics over playing World of Warcraft, I would just turn off stream. Like I would not start streaming again because it is really, 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 really bad for the algorithm. Like when your power just disconnects like that. It does kind of suck. If anybody's ever streamed before and you've had a power outage, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And it can be very demotivating to kind of like turn back on stream if you want to. Just kind of knowing that it's not going to go the way that it would have gone otherwise. The expectations can be really changed, basically. So I do appreciate the subs. Am I going to die to this poll? I might actually die to this poll. There's a very strong chance I die to this poll, actually. I'm doing the bear polls, and I am not geared on my monks, so we can fort brew here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get creative. I'm going to leg sweep, and then I'm going to go like this. And then I'm going to go here. And then I'm going to go to my ox. Dude, Brewmaster is actually just insanely tanky right now. I mean, I could still die, but still. I was thinking about the Ring of Peace. If I needed to, but I don't even have to, though. Yeah, I mean, as long as your healer actually is healing you a little bit, he's a Disc Priest. It's not like I'm getting, like, crazy healing or anything like that. Like, there's a limit to how much I can actually reasonably expect from a Disc Priest. So, you know, I gotta play well. Nah, it's not a key level where I'll die regardless of item level. I mean, if I keep doing some crazy pulls, I'm sure I will eventually die, but it shouldn't happen, technically speaking. Like here, actually, I could die. Nope. Still alive. And then Fort Brew's already back up. Easy enough. So, yes, anyways, what I was saying was genuinely, I did kind of want to just, like, play WoW all day today. That was actually my plan. So, I appreciate the gifted subs as stream reconnected. I was being facetious, but it was on my mind, and thank you for that. I appreciate it. But I am curious to know, like, what the, if I ask other streamers how they feel about it, if that's actually something that happens, you know? I just want to say thanks for all the effort you put into doing guides and stuff. Trim. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that, Jeffrey. I read a comment yesterday on one of my Patreon videos. I was just walking, and I happened to see that comment. And to be honest with you, it just came at, like, the perfect time. I was feeling kind of overwhelmed, and I genuinely was just like, oh, like I teared up a little bit. I actually did. I was just like, oh, my God, like, I'm really genuinely just so honored that I get to help people. I was saying earlier how so many things in my life are structured around, can I make a difference in people's lives, and can it be a positive difference? So I'm really, really I'm very grateful, actually, that I get to be in a position where I understand this game enough to actually help people have more fun in the game, especially on the roles that I love. Hi, Kira. My power went out, so I just had to restart stream. Do not watch the VOD of this stream. It started weird. I had to restart the YouTube stream because my internet just went bloop. But I'm gearing up the monk now. I want to play both Brewmaster and Mistweaver. I actually think that Brewmaster would be like a really fun challenge for me. Since I'm not good at it, I would say that of all the tanks, I would say I'm the least good at Brewmaster. So I actually think this would be like a super fun challenge for me if I really wanted to try to bring Brewmasters to some higher range of keys. I think it could be just like a nice journey. Could be really fun. All right, we're gonna... Actually, I'm just gonna guide my team through this skip. We're gonna do it. I believe. Ordinarily, I wouldn't do this, but I think it's fine. Okay, wait. For skip. And I can take a bite of food. Hi, Kira. How are you enjoying the season? How's your monk been feeling? Obviously, I think both monks are in a good spot. We don't talk about the DPS spec of monk. That's not in a good spot, but everything else is. Well... I believe. Did I make it? I did. Nice, nice. Yeah, I actually think, Kira, super important to take this season slow. Don't rush. We got 5.5 months left. Long time. Mm-hmm. The thing is, I think that people are forgetting we have so much time left of this season. The fact that we've been able to progress so fast is not necessarily a good thing, you know, Kira? Do you know what I'm... Like, you have to actually be willing to take your time. If you're rushing your results, I think that you're actually inting your enjoyment of this season. I think that's something to be aware of. For anybody who thinks that the right thing to do right now is just to, like, full send keys... It's definitely super fun to play at the moment, but just remember, you have so much time left that you just have to be a little bit careful about making sure that you don't burn out. Hi, Otape here. How's it going? Wait, isn't that an animal with a weird nose? Honestly, that seems like an animal that Wiz would want to engage with on a Saturday afternoon. Pugs expect me to full send. The thing is, you have to actually be willing to pace. Also, these keys right now, the timer is so friendly that in general, it isn't worth going too hard. Oh, Taper, that's an animal, right? It's the animal with the weird nose. It's called a, I thought it was called a type. What is the thing? Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Out of curiosity, do you understand what I'm trying to reference right now? It's like not an elephant. Yeah, how do I pronounce it? It's the animal with the nose. It's got like a long nose. It's kind of floppy. Basically, they're growers, not showers, except they never grow. So actually, they're showers. It's the opposite. The quicker you go, the quicker you'll hit walls and burn out. I think so too. There's a lot of motivation to like get that early progress, Kira, but I actually think that it's a good idea to pace yourself right now, though. Yeah, that's about right. We got a 17 today. It was pretty chill. It was a 17 Nexus. We actually had like 5 crazy, hilarious deaths in that key, but overall it felt decent. So we got a 17 Nexus, and then otherwise there's 2 more 16s. We got our 16 Algathar, so now the only 16s that are left are not too bad. There's a 16 Skyreach that I need to find, and a 16 Windrunner Spire. So not too worried about it. How do I see who the altar is on? Because I'm the one with Tiger's Loss now. What's up, Cito? Not much, just gearing the Brewmaster. I had a stream disconnect earlier, so chilling now. I need to figure out what's wrong with my power, though, because this is shame me once, fool on you. Wait a second. No, that's not right. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times, shame back on you. Fool me 4 times, something's wrong. Yes, that's the one, Lacus. That's what I'm thinking of. Correct. Yes, that's the one. That's the one. Yup. Hi, Armios. Algathar is our bane. Yeah, do you have a team to play with right now, Kira? We did it on 17 twice today. We got 2 17 attempts. Both of them ended at Croth. Basically. One of them we actually did get past Croth, but we had too many deaths on Croth, so we couldn't actually finish it, though. My bane is Zenus. They never kill the smudges. I actually think that maybe a pug route should account for the fact that all of those things will get active. Because if they get activated, Jeffrey, you get percentage for them. The things that activate in Zenus. So I wonder if it might just be the play to let them activate in a pug. Because I agree with you, like nobody's going to CC or kick them. Or like use their stuns and stuff. So maybe that's actually the right idea, is to let them go. I wonder if that's a better idea, though. Playing as a 5-stack, nice. What do you have? What's your comp now, Kira? What comp are you guys playing? We're playing, right now we have Deco as our Mistweaver. So we're playing with me, Guardian Druid, Mistweaver. We have an Affliction Warlock. And then we have an Elemental Shaman. So we're quite off meta as well. I find, like, Brewmaster comparatively to Guardian Druid right now is so hilariously different. Massive, just like a crazy difference in how these tanks feel. Obviously, my Brewmaster is not exactly very geared right now. I'm just gearing him up, but I got 1 Mythic Vault, and my Druid had to take a socket, which is super unfortunate. But I'm curious to know the difference with tanks, though. Yeah, he's cool. He's cool. Good Mistweaver. I'm excited. I like the fact we got 4. We don't have a 5th person. The 5th person's a little bit here, though. I play as a Brewmaster with Resto, Shaman, Frostmage, Beastmaster, and Affliction. Yeah, that's quite... There's just some random put-together comps, pretty much. Because, like, there's not a lot of synergy there. There's technically some synergy, but not by much, Brew Prez-Evoker. Ooh, Mage. Who's your Prez-Evoker? Wait. What's the name of your Prez-Evoker, Kira? Because I might know them, literally. I think I know most Prez-Evoker players. Maybe not all of them, but a lot of them. There's not that many Prez, if he's good. If it's a shower power, maybe consider an uninterrupted power supply for. How do I get one? Are those expensive? How do I get one of those, Kitsura? Because I would actually like if there was a way to somehow prevent the power from just like the internet from just having a blip. I don't think our power went off because my computer didn't shut down. It was just an ups, yeah, like an uppy. But like our power didn't go off just now, and my computer didn't shut off. I actually just had an internet blip. Elon Wing, they rolled to heal for us. Okay, yeah, I don't know them. Says he knows all that, but he never met me. Damn, that's true. All right. So if I was gonna meet you, Kanish, what is the first thing I should know about you as a human individual? Right? Assuming you're not AI, which we might never know, but assuming that you were a human being, because definitely you're a human being, probably. What is the first thing I should know about you? Also, I think that I need to get a new computer chair that helps me sweat a little bit less as Thailand gets hot, though. Never take what I type seriously or literally. Okay, so what's the first thing I should know about you? I just want you to know I'm proud of myself for that. I just want you to know that I'm extremely proud of myself right now. Because you see what's just happened there is I've caught you in what's called a double bind. Because if you answer haha correct, then actually I can take you seriously. But if you answer, well, I told you not to take me seriously, then you're also still wrong. You see? GG's, your move. Yeah. Third option is don't reply. Oh shit, I didn't consider that. Okay, my bad. That's a good point. That's true though. Definitely not an AI though. That's what an AI would say. The problem is that's what inconceivable. How do you know these polls so well, Treason? I played beta for 3 months, so I'm extremely aware. Not only did I make the guides for these dungeons, but I actually played beta for 3 months to make the guides for these dungeons, so I am extremely aware of the mechanics, yes. There are occasionally things that I learned that I didn't know, but for the most part, I studied beta a lot so that I could make guides to help people tank these dungeons. Therefore, I know these dungeons very well. But that's actually why, Treason. It's just a lot of reps, a lot of experience. I've already been playing this season for 3 months. Most people, this is their second week. For me, it's basically my 3rd month playing it. Does that make sense? It's not quite tank delta, and Prez is definitely playable. Yeah, but that resto healing profile is just so good again. It's true. Routers sometimes need to be reset every so often to clear problems. I wonder, because basically my internet provider about a week ago, they sent like an official text. And by the way, it's like the biggest internet provider in Thailand. But they basically sent an official message and they were like, hey, we're having massive problems. Like, so sorry. You know what I mean? Oh, what's up? So, yeah, you didn't see that? I got it yesterday. Inconceivable. I didn't like that movie as a kid. I didn't understand it. I could not appreciate The Princess Bride when I was younger. I don't think the extra pull after this boss is worth it. Nah. How hard is it to play Brewmaster compared to a Guardian Druid? Traditionally, much harder. However, this season, surprisingly, arguably, I mean, if you're playing Apex Guardian Druid, no, I'm not sure. I have to pull a few more things. Honestly, if you're playing Apex Guardian Druid, the answer is Brewmaster is probably significantly easier. As crazy as it sounds, to be honest with you, Brewmaster is most likely easier. But if you're playing an Apex build, if you're playing my macroed Iron for a build as Guardian, I think I would argue that Guardian's still a bit easier. But yeah, it's pretty surprising how much Brewmaster has changed recently. Cool, we need one more pack. I don't even know what I did differently. It's not just that, it's the fact that you really do just actually, like, you can just keg fire. Like, you don't even need to play around blackout combo. It's not like you need to understand all of the other things, though. You don't understand the Apexless build for Guardian Druid. It's not that difficult. There are nuances to it. Like, if you just pick it up without understanding how I play it, you will do very low damage. If you understand the nuances to it, you'll do decent damage on it. But, yeah, it's a little different, for sure. What's up? Yo, my lovely tank therapist. I really appreciated that comment. I have a question regarding Brewmaster. If I have any Absorb Shield of a Trinket, does half the damage still... Yeah, that's why Absorbs are so good on Brew. Because the way that Brew takes damage is different than other tanks, Absorb Trinkets and Absorb Values are actually way more powerful on a Brewmaster than they are on other tanks. There are certain tanks that work off of DRs and other mechanics. So, as an example, just to clarify, an Absorb Trinket on a Blood DK, as an example, right, is not as valuable. Can you appreciate why? Because you've seen a Blood DK, right? They take a lot of damage, they heal a lot of damage. So the problem with something like a Blood DK is that if you have the same Absorb value on a Blood DK versus a Brewmaster, it's a completely different game. That's why Absorb Trinkets for Blood DK tend to be like, you don't normally want to play things like that. A cheat death trinket, sure, but like in terms of defensive value, if you're just playing a regular, you know what I mean, like just a flat out Absorb Shield, like on a Blood DK, it's like it might help you settle into a gather, but it's really not going to do that much for you. Comparatively, like even on a Guardian Druid, Absorb Trinkets don't tend to be as valuable because I have a lot of coverage already, although they do sometimes scale, depending on the Absorb Trinket. Like Scarab scaled with Lunar Beam and Mastery. That was kind of insane. So I guess that's a bit of a niche. But like certain tanks, Prot Pally really likes Absorb Shields, especially on use Absorb Shields. Does that make sense? Like there are different tanks with how certain Absorb Shields work. There are different value, like the same tank trinket has a different value depending on the tank that you're playing. And I do think that's actually an interesting fact. But that is a true fact, if that makes sense. On Bear, there's a threshold. So the problem with that one, Jeffrey, is that that trinket has Verse as a primary. It doesn't have primary stat. Verse is automatically less valuable. And I think that that trinket is a little bit of a bait. Could you do it? Absolutely, of course. But the Ultradon scale trinket is bait. Big bait trinket. Because you think you're going to be way more tanky, but you don't have primary stat. And no primary stat on a trinket is rough. Need? Yeah, so I would actually say that that is going to make you less tanky playing the Ultradon scale because there's no primary stat on it. So by the way, what primary stat does is it means that your Thrash is going to be hitting less. It means that your Absorb Shields will be less. Oh, wait a second. Oh, dagger. Never mind. That's what I can't use the dagger. That's my bad. Random. Did you need that? What was that? Oh, you do need it. Damn. All right, congratulations. You do actually need that belt. It's a belt, right? Oh, yeah, congrats. Nice. Okay, good. So actually, yeah, you want to look for primary stat on trinkets. It's something that a lot of people don't realize. You think that you see a big absorb and you're like, whoa, but actually, if no primary stat, then less value. It's my own. You can use it, and it's not a bad trinket. It's just not as good as you think it is. Same thing happened with Tome of Light's Devotion, where people be like, it's doing so much damage, but it doesn't have primary stat on it. So actually, it wasn't doing as much damage as you think last season, the Trinket from Priory, the book. If you see an effect, you're like, whoa. But you have to be careful of that. Does that make sense? I did 14 and 17 out of campaigns. The other 3 still locked. You should be able to skip once you finish the campaign. I think you have to finish the campaign though. I think you actually have to finish the campaign in order to skip. Not sure. Can you explain the Apex Guardian? Absolutely. I thought it's just press incarnation 2 times and go on. No. Frost maging? Ooh, Epiphany. Do you want to... I think we could do 13 seat, to be honest. I mean, my Brewmaster is pretty chill. You want to just do 13 seat, or do we care about 12, 13? Epiphany, we're doing some stuff, though. It saved me a ton. No, by all means. And I'm not saying it's a bad trinket. I'm just saying you might want to think about changing it at some point. If you can find, like, Heart of the if you can find a different thing, that'd be better. At least this trinket has primary stat, so it's an absorb shield plus primary stat. Primary stat's very valuable. I think I'm just going to send a bunch of myth crests into this helmet because probably I don't take another helmet. And it's a myth tier, so pretty sure I can just do this, though. Probably do another. Yeah, you want to? Wait a second, was that you in the last key? Wait, the Epiphany, was that you? I wasn't even paying attention. I'm sorry. I was doing bicep curls, I'm pretty sure, when you did that, though. Crit or verse for Prot Warrior when haste cap? Verse this season. I think verse. I would go verse on Prot Warrior. I'm not fully up to date, but as far as I know, verse is the way. Yo, what's up, Enyo? Hello. I didn't realize that was you, Epiphany. I'm so used to seeing you play Arcane. Hello. So does that answer your question, though, about the things? Yeah, so the Ultradon scale, if I really needed that or if I wanted that, I think I have it on Hero Track too, actually. Any tips for upgrading gear? Yeah, I think when it comes to gear upgrades, Enyo, there is technically some min-max. If you're close to reset, you probably want to hold. It depends on what character you're playing. It depends on exactly what slots. The only valuable crest at the end of the day, so long as you can farm 10s, never send a heroic crest into anything less than 266. This is assuming you can farm 10s. Do not waste your heroic crest. Don't send them early. The second thing is that you ideally want to only send on gear that you know you're going to keep, although it's hard to say exactly what you're going to keep. So it's hard. Like, this is a myth item, so it's a myth helm. I could technically send this, even though it's high haste, but it's what I had in my vault. So I could probably just upgrade this to max. This is 100 myth crests. Will I regret this? Maybe, possibly. I could see myself regretting it. Like, maybe I decide I don't need this long term, but most likely because myth. I would have to get some really bad stuff in my vault if I regretted this, though. For crafts? Well, I can also use them for crafts because I have all my sparks. You want to use them for both crafts and other things. That's the question I have right now on my monk. Is I'm going to have 3 different crafts I can make. Technically, I can make two-handed weapon and save some crests. That's another option I could do on Brewmaster. Usually I play Arcane. It's just too squishy this season. That's fair. So if I say I have 300 mythic crests and I have 3 crafts to do you think it's worth... I feel like 13... I honestly feel like 13... Weapon Pro's next probably safest to go, in my opinion. Does Brewmaster really need to craft 2 one-handed weapons? As far as I know, there's an interaction with flurry strikes, as people in my Discord were telling me. You can make a 2-handed weapon on Brew, right? Because you save a bunch of crests, and that might actually be valuable for me. Like, that might be something... You can make it, right? I'm pretty sure... I need to double-check with people. I do need to double-check, but two-handed is preferred, even. Okay, so basically I can wait for my vault. I can upgrade this helmet, at least. The helmet I can do, at the very least. Because that's myth, and I can take that. Staff, polearm, plus neck. Okay, that's probably what... That makes sense. Or even instead of neck, I could do, like, bracers or something, right? Okay. I have a lot of haste right now, so ideally I would drop some, but it's okay. Yep, all right, sounds good. So then what rings am I looking for Brew? Do I want the set with avoidance? I don't know what I haven't taken a look. Dungeons, Seat of the Triumvirate. These are going to be... That's crit verse, that's haste verse. So probably not, no. I don't think you're going to want either of the sets then. Because the Nexus ring is going to be 2 haste as well, right? These are both haste. The effect might be worth it, but I'm assuming you don't really want to play these set rings for Brewmaster. I'm making an assumption. Do the amounts of flurry strikes you get, it doesn't make that much of a difference, okay. Oh, I see. Okay. Checks out. 13 Seed of the Triumvirate. Let's do a 13 real quick. I can just wait for my vault next week. It's all good, though. Made the ring. Taking usually kind of big first pulls heals. You okay with that? Usually right side, left side. I mean... Well, hold up. I'm 253. Oh, you want to come back, Epiphany? Let's do it. Listen. I'm 253 item level. It's a 13. If you like animals, you have to do the lower bands. I can just pump any crest except for here. Oh, yes. So as long as you can farm 10s, the answer is yes. Enyo, as long as you can farm 10s, the answer is yes. Are you abandoning your bear? Yeah, fuck Guardian Druids. You spawn a fucking capybara. Do you really, Wiz? Hold up, wait a second. I'm now interested in this ring. Interesting. Crafted lower band and the embellishment that buffed it. Okay, that makes sense. Ideally, you have a hero duplicate for the myth item. Technically speaking, yes. Although, my Guardian Druid is already going to basically be capped on Heroic Crest in 2 weeks. So, I think I'm okay with just sending them because worst case scenario, I end up with a little bit less, though. This is my first time actually playing. Gotcha. In which case, you might want to wait a little bit. But effectively, if you can get to 10s, then your champion crest, your adventurer crest, all of this don't matter whatsoever. You can safely send all of them correct. The only thing that matters is hero Dawn crest and mythic Dawn crest. These are the only two things that matter. Does that make sense? I won't actually send my craft until next week, by the way, on the brew, because I'm not doing keys. Mass and Vizkip? Nah. I know you can do a few at the end, but we're not doing that in a 13. No problem. I wonder if I die in this key. Nah, 13. Chillin'. Nah, Tolgert. Bear is good. I was playing my bear earlier, though. I have an issue on my alt. I only do 10s for crest and world content. No way you're getting heroic crest efficiency. You have to actually play the alt. The best way to get heroic crests is to cap your mythic crests. And after you cap your mythic crest, if you keep doing keys, then you'll get heroic crests. That's the secret. You just have to play a lot. Like a lot. Just like never stop playing. Got to play a lot. And then after you're done on that alt, you can technically farm out the 800 crests next week that you're going to need on a different alt. Bro, it's kind of wild, actually. Seriously, though, why do they do this? I kind of wish that they made... I wish that there was a better catch-up system for alts. Blizzard wants people like me to carry their game time performance for quarterly reviews. Yeah, sorry. Super Magma. Great question. Give me a second. Without disc... Trying to kill me, Wiz? You trying to kill me? Now I see what happened there. No. No. Yeah, that sounds like a great idea, Wiz. Maybe I should do that. You love Press Evoker, rescue clears your chains. I mean, technically what I can do is I can Tiger's Lust somebody and clear their chains, actually. That helps. I would call it limit testing. I feel like I'm already limit testing by just being a Brewmaster who isn't very good with a Disc Priest in a 10. Or sorry, in a 13 at 253 item level. I feel like, isn't this already limit testing enough? I put Heroic Full Send on Helm. I've already used all my Heroic Crests as well, and I will continue to use them next week. But if you have geared successfully, then you don't really need to worry about the Heroic Crest too much. You should be capped on them in like 3 weeks. Not the end of the world if you mess up with those. Just don't upgrade a slot that you will craft in. So if you know you're going to craft a ring, don't upgrade rings. And also upgrade big slots first. You understand? Like upgrade the You want to, for example, make sure you send on big tier slots first, or make sure you send on big filtering. There you go. Yeah, make sure you send on like chest, helm, shoulders, legs, trinkets, weapon, etc. Make sure you do those slots first for upgrades. They're most likely to stay. So we're not going to kite this one out. Good. I'll take one bleed. I bet you I live this if I pull the side pack here. Because A, we have freedom. B, I can just do that. We don't even have to deal with the chains. Nice. This is some pro gaming right here. Do some Nightmare Prayer here and there for some heroic quests. I actually will just do keys. I kind of want to... I can farm IO before I'm fully geared anyways, but still. It is kind of wild to me that there is such a problem with... It's not a problem, it's just... It's weird, by the way. All right, Impex. Here we go. So, here's how the Druid Apex works. When you press Incarn, you get another button. Interestingly enough, you do not have to press the button right away. And there is some min-max to understanding that you can press Incarn to get Incarn on cooldown and to actually use the effects of Incarn to make sure you live packs and to get the CDR on Incarn without pressing your Apex. So there are some... Oftentimes you can just press both. But to be fair, you don't... They are two separate buttons. When you press Incarn, you do not have to immediately tap your Apex. Now, further min-max is this. When you press your Apex, that buff lasts for an entire minute, which means that technically speaking, you could press it and not consume it for 1 minute. An example of this is here. Yeah, are you lick? That's what I was saying, hell. That's what you're lick, right? I literally said earlier. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was like, I swear to God, I know this paladin. Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying. Fucking hell, I know. That's why I joined that key and I was like, I swear I know who that is. And then you didn't say anything and I was like, okay, maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, that was me. I just never renamed my monk. My monk is not a woo monk. You know? In the wrong gear? I wasn't paying attention, it's fine. I DC'd at the end anyways and my stream disconnected. Are you playing, if you were playing with your guildies, you should tell them to... You should tell them to follow. That's gonna die, right? Oh, okay, just in case. I put the Ring of Peace down. Honestly, I was on autopilot. I'm just gearing the monk. Did Deco tell you about using para on the oozes here? Yeah, you can alternate with them, but not in a 13. But I have heard that would actually save quite a bit of damage, especially if you're not playing with the DK. I think not playing with the DK is actually going to be much more impactful for sure. If there is a way to not have to actually fight the oozes, Kira, I'm pretty sure that will be worth it. So that was probably good tech, yeah. No Platinator without disc. Abba, I don't know how to get you the Platinator without disc, to be honest with you. I have no idea, because it's a long import code. Could try. Okay, so Guardian Druid Apex Talent. Hold up, we're back. So when you press Incarn, you get Wild Guardians. That Wild Guardians, you do not have to press right away. But what you do have to know about Wild Guardians is this. It really only matters for your raise. Like, the effect that it has on Frenzied Regen or on Iron Fur is very irrelevant. You are just trying to amp your raises. Now, here's the important thing to understand about those raises. When you hit those echoes, they're juiced. Like, the thing to understand about the Guardian Druid Apex Talent is that you want to really, as best as you physically can, make sure you amp those raises. Do not send your big echoed raises without Lunar Beam, Combat Potion, etc. At least Lunar Beam. So if you are going to drop Lunar Beam and you have a choice, don't echo the raise without Lunar Beam up, because you're losing a ton of value on that. Does that make sense? So that's the biggest thing to understand. Next thing to understand, if you didn't know this, is... I had to use Fort Brew at the end there. I am taking a bit of damage here. Next thing to understand about the Apex talent is... First pull of Algothar Academy, you can get 2 of them. As in, you can get 4 echoes, because if you start the key and you go fast, remember, it has a whole 1 minute duration. 1 minute duration is really long. So you can pre-Apex before the key starts as a Guardian Druid. If you did not know that, start doing it. It's massive. You will blast the first pull of every dungeon. Because you basically, you know how you can pre-incarn the dungeon? You can also pre-Apex the dungeon. You will keep the Apex buff as the dungeon starts. Which means you walk into the first pull of anything, like Skyreach, whatever, and you'll have your full echoed abilities, on top of the fact that you'll have your full echoed abilities. Hold up. I'm kind of under geared. 1 second. I'm chilling at the end. I'm just playing lazy. So on top of the fact that you have your full echoed abilities, then you can basically walk in, and then you have pre-incarn. You basically get your Thrash rolling, you get your Lunar Beam down, you send 2 echoed of Rays, boom, basically open with Barkskin or whatever, live the first gather, and then basically send both echoed of Rays. Then what happens is you re-incarn, repress your Apex, and then you have 2 more echoes. Giga Brewmaster tech is I don't have to take those bleeds if I just Transcendence every other set. I actually think that so Transcendence 1, leg sweep the other. I bet you that's how I would do this on Brew, to avoid the bleeds from the champion. Because you can just Transcendence 1, and then if you... I learned this on Guardian, if I wild charge back, holy... I'm starting to notice the damage intake a little bit. So right there, if I CC the champions, they won't charge to me, and I won't get the bleed. I'm starting to feel the damage intake a little bit, because I'm pulling as if I was fully geared, but I am not fully geared. I have 0 set and playing whatever I have right now. Does that make sense? Does that start to answer your questions a bit more on the Guardian Druid Apex, though? Hopefully that starts to begin to answer them. Technically, that thing was so bugged on beta that no one really knew how it worked until recently, and I think that it's still kind of bugged, but the values were off. I don't even know if they ever actually fixed the proper values on the Apex. I don't really play with Apex. I think eventually I will. The first key, like the key we ran today, was the first time where I was like, ooh, yeah, I'm gonna need some help here in the future. Like I think I was realizing that as we go into basically like 18 Algothar Academy, that I'm probably gonna need to play a different build. So hold Apex back before damage buffs? Yes. Pre-buff before the dungeon. Correct. The biggest thing to understand is you're not using it for Ironfall or Frenzied Regen. It's called Mini CC, Kanish. Mini CC, this one. So the biggest thing to understand about it is just to really grasp the fact that you are just buffing your raises. Like the whole reason you're gaming around those echoes. Boom. Okay, 1 charge there, which means I gotta send this. I have my Ox up, but I avoided the 2nd charge. And then we just alternate here. Boom. And then here. Apex is better with Claw. Actually, it's still good as EC. If you play with Rays, like you do a lot of damage with the Apex. So I would say it's still good with EC. You don't have to play Claw for it because the Echo of Rays is like, just if you do want to play it, you will do massive damage on every single one of those windows. You just want to make sure that you have a Lunar Beam or a Combat Potion or any sort of amp beforehand. Oh, this is where I might die. Hold up. Bleed, bleed, bleed. Ow, 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 ow. Ooh, scary, scary. What's up, Bill? Brother, you got to repair? First end, I won't die. I believe. What build in your Discord? The most recent one. If you go to Guardian Druid, it's the most recent one. That is the key. That one. Hillbilly. The one I've been playing more recently. Okay, aggro here. I'm going to Exploding Keg early. And then somebody will probably kick that thing in. I got to get better at using Transcendence here. By the way, guys, if I play Brewmaster, one thing I'm very excited about is learning Brewmaster. Because I'm not good at Brewmaster. This is the tank I've had the least time on compared to any tank ever. I've actually played Blood DK more than I've played Brewmaster. So a lot of the tech stuff for Brewmaster, I'm a little bit not aware of, I would say. Yeah, I see a caster back there. I guess we can keep the caster CC'd, or we can fight it with boss. Probably not the end of the world to fight with boss. How do you make the friendly nameplates bigger? Friendly nameplates bigger. I don't even think friendly nameplates. There's a setting on my Platinator that involves them, but I don't really think about it too much. We'll fight it with boss. Should be fine. Okay, aggro here first. Yeah. We're gonna go fight with boss, I think. Okay. Oh, hi. They pulled for me. There is a void caller in here. Okay. You want to kill? Oh, we let the first kick go off. Okay, reset fast. We let the first disorient go off. Turn on friendly and then change font. There you go. Blood DK isn't in the best spot right now, but my god, does it blast damage? Do you think so, Black Current? Okay, now Freesend I need to repair. Now I need to. How come you keep your camera angle so zoomed in? Just habit. It's just how I've played for a long time. Like, I could play like this, but this would give me a headache. So this is too much. But yeah, basically, it's just bimbo. It's just basically a result of a lot of habits built up over time. But this is crazy. Imagine I played like this. Here, let's go. Nice. If WoW looked like... Oh my god, I never even saw the character. I've never appreciated the art in this dungeon before. This is the first time I'm noticing. Look at these. These guys look like they're from Arcane. Wow. They look so nice. I never even realized they look like this. See, you would never actually know unless you try new things. That's why you have to be willing to try new things. I never knew that they had that art. I never knew that, actually. Yep. That's my first time ever seeing that. Okay, this is a bit too zoomed in. It's about like this I like to play. Like thin, blocky cast. Gotcha. So, sure, yeah, that's how you do that, though, by the way. So you're going to, in order to affect the friendly nameplates, make sure that they're turned on in Platinator, and then go adjust the size of them, if that hopefully answers your question. Cola Star, what's up? Is that a One Piece reference? I feel like Cola Star is a One Piece reference. I honestly need to get back to watching One Piece. I am around episode 100. Sorry, 1,000. Goddamn. Way past 100. Yeah, it's Frankie vibes. That's what I was thinking. That's exactly what I was thinking. I'm at episode 1,000. So I'm like 300 behind or so. Ew. What size monitor am I playing on? Rip Slayer, in my life, if something is too big, then it makes me insecure. So in general, I try to go for like just a medium average size so that I don't feel bad. Therefore, this is a 27-inch monitor. Res the healer, res the healer, res the healer. I need help, I need help, oh. Yeah, don't res the healer, res me. Uh-oh. I took two orbs, and I was kind of... I actually couldn't live 2 orbs with no... Yeah, the big monitors hurt, exactly. Okay. We probably still have time. But we need to make sure that we don't die. If I had Fort Brew there, I could have lived, but I didn't expect to have to take 2. I will take 1 in the future. If we have missed 2 orbs... If I take 2, I need the healer alive. I'm only 253 item level. That is a good question. You macro Iron Fur to Thrash? I macro Iron Fur to Thrash, yes. Now, the order in which I macro those is actually an interesting question. Ba-bum-ba-bum. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. I can take 1. No, I don't really press Iron for manually. Correct. So playing with a Disc Priest, sometimes I get very scared as a Brewmaster. If there was one combination that actually doesn't work well together, it's an undergeared Brewmaster. Undergeared Brewmaster plus Disc Priest is definitely not a fun combination. Because I'm just sitting here and I'm like, heal me, please. Heal me, please. You play Macrons of the standard build pretty much only with my build because you don't want to have to compete for those resources with Raze. Most builds, since they are actually dumping Rage offensively, please help me. Okay, all for it, Brew. Help me, healer. Help me. Help me. I need your help. Okay, let's see if we missed any. Pretty good. Not bad. Oh, fuck. I got it. Help me. Help me, healer. 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 Help me. Help. 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 Touch of Death. Does Touch of Death still reset stagger? Long time ago it used to. Hooey. Oh yeah. Holy. That felt super scary. I was panicking for my life. I still don't think the Vital Flame nerf, I mean, you'll feel it. Like it's definitely a nerf, but it's not crazy or anything. When do you choose to raise versus Iron first? So that is a great question. The answer is basically always it depends, which is why the Apex build is difficult to explain. It's not technically hard, but it's not easy either. And it's the reason why Guardian Druid right now is the hardest version of itself that it has ever been. Specifically because of how that Apex interacts and how Raze interacts. You have to manage 2 resources. Technically speaking, it's not that hard. The general answer is 1 stack Iron Fur, rest into Raze. However, the actual answer is it depends. Sometimes 2 stack Iron Fur, sometimes 0 stack Iron Fur, sometimes more Iron Fur. It actually just depends on the pull. It depends on the boss. Some bosses have effectively next to no auto attack damage. I don't think we're going to make it through the last boss, actually. I don't have a healing potion. I don't have a healing potion. Oh, yeah. Can we finish? Can we finish, please? I don't know if we're going to make it past the last boss random. Sharif, yo, thank you for the sub on YouTube. If you need healer vest, something's gone horribly wrong. Kira, look at my gear. Before you say that, Kira, allow me to explain to you. I am 253 item level. I have 0 set. So. Excuses? Yeah. I'm not exactly geared. I have 0 set. I have these trinkets. I look at my legs. Look at my legs. Look at the legs. Does this answer your question? I technically don't need a lot of healing. But I can't say, like, if my healer dies mid-pull here, I'm probably not going to be able to self-sustain myself. Mostly, like, my health here is fine, but if my healer actually were to die, I would probably bleed out, especially if I haven't planned my cooldowns accordingly. Yes. Sabu, just started following your channel. Yeah, what's up, Memory? Bit late. The mark currently 26. What do you feel about VDH at the moment? VDH is in an interesting spot, I think, right now. I think it can be played, but the fact that you have to have near perfect cooldown management is rough. And because pugs very rarely do pugs go according to plan, right? That's kind of the problem with VDH, is that if everything worked fantastically, then it would be fine. But since most things do not work fantastically, that's the issue. Does that make sense? Oh, he's got a crafted weapon and stuff. He's got 0 set, but still. I think we do the hard pack with full cooldowns and see if we can get past it. Alright, I'm going to CC. Kick. Boom. See if the healer can do this. Ox. Bye-bye. 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 I feel like the Truman Show. And in case I don't see you. There we go. So that one I had planned. I kind of thought the healer would die, so I had made a plan in case the healer died, how I was going to live. It's okay. It's okay. No problem. Do you think it reached the IO of your main on Brewmaster? I hate to say it, but honestly, if I actually geared my Brewmaster, dude, my Brewmaster could reach my Guardian's IO in like 2 days. I'm not even kidding. Like, honestly, like 2 days. My Guardian's IO is not that high right now. It's kind of high for Guardian Druid. It's not that high right now. Like, a genuinely, my Brewmaster, if I actually spent the time gearing the Brewmaster, 2 days. Once fully geared, 2 days. Actually, yeah. That's expecting though that I have geared the Brewmaster, if that makes sense. Like I'm like 20 item levels behind right now, but I technically do have 4 set when I catalyze. And assuming like next week I get another vault, nah. You got me to my first ever plus 13. Nice. I used to wrestle Druid and Brew Monk, struggling to pug any 14s that don't just ban after first boss. That's the real issue. How do you find people to play with? That's the hard part. I think I'm also shy percentage with this route. I don't know what we've done. I haven't been paying attention that much. I'm going to try tanking as Blood DK friendly. It's not, I wouldn't describe it as friendly whiskey. However, it's very playable. Like, is it good for weekly keys? Yes, but I wouldn't describe it as friendly. I think you have to work fairly hard on a Blood DK to play it equally to other tanks. But yes, like you could. So the real question is, are we going to be able to get through the next 2 bosses? We're near 1%. Let's find out. Does bits and gifting subs work the same for a streamer? No. If you gift bits, I get all of it. So actually, if you ever wanted to support a streamer, gifting bits is way better for me. If you give subs, because I have partner plus 1, not 2, then I get 60% of it, but also there's some weird stuff with it. If you gift bits, I get all of it. So if you ever wanted to support, gifting bits or just straight up donating would be the best ways to do those things. I don't think we're not timing this, but the idea was to finish it because gear, and we're already here and kind of committed. The problem is that if we wipe on this boss, oh yeah. The expectation was that we're not going to be able to finish this. And I think that we are probably not. We'll see. Let's see if there's another death. But the last 2 bosses, the problem with Seat is that you can get here, but if your healer is not very good, there is pretty much nothing you can do. And it doesn't matter. Like this mage, for example, is like 3,500 IO. They're good. You can use defensives nearly perfectly. But there is only so much you can do. If your healer isn't prepared or geared for the last 2 bosses, like you will just die. That's the problem. My VH is 3K and just started gearing Brew in the level. Yes, exactly. So how hard I have to work on other tanks compared to how hard I would have to work on Brew is pretty crazy different. I'm finding that if I keep pools largest Hold up 1 second. I'm going to try to see if I can help my healer actually a little bit. Like, I'll do everything I can. I don't want to take any extra damage because Disc works with smart healing. But Disc also needs to be able to kind of plant and cast a little bit more than maybe some other tanks. Nice. Okay, good dodges, good dodges. Nice DPS. We killed that nice and fast. Nice job, nice job. Perfect. If we get through this boss, I think we can do the last boss. We're not timing it, but at least we can finish it. And then I guess we can just do 12s for easier times. I'm finding that if I keep pulls largest, things feel good, but when you struggle to kill something, I run out of resources. I like the VDH playstyle. I'll try Blood DK less X back. Yes. So when it comes to VDH, again, you just have to have a really, really good allocation of resources. And the problem is that if everything, it's one of those tanks right now where if everything goes according to plan, then it will be fine. But if things don't go according to plan, whoa. You see? That's the problem. Does that make sense? That's the kind of the issue and the trap of playing a VDH or a Blood DK right now. But yeah, Whiskey, enjoy it. I actually think that Blood DK, just make sure to take things nice and slow. Any chance of doing my Sara once more? Whatever keys, whatever randoms keys turn into, we'll basically just do that. I'm not stressed, and I just need to farm out some crests, so I care more about the crests than timing it. We can time this whenever. I am 253. I just need like legs, belt. My legs, belt 201. My legs 192. No, I just need gear. Yeah. I've been full, then get one shot as VDH isn't even funny. Yeah. So that's the thing, like, because that means that either the pack needed to die, either you sequenced wrong, something happened, because technically that shouldn't happen, but something definitely went wrong, either with your, but the thing is with, again, VDH is like the prop paladin of old, where it might not have been you, maybe your DPS were just low, so you had planned X amount of time to live, and then you were wrong, and it actually ends up being 55 seconds instead of 45 seconds, and then you run out of cooldowns, and you don't get a meta proc, and you're just like, cool, GG's, right? Like, that can happen. Does that make sense? That's why VDH is very punishing right now, is that it's basically just RNG sometimes. Yeah. And that's just like, oh, well, it's not very pug friendly for that reason, because pugs are not, you can't actually plan on that, right? I don't need the pain sub. I should be fine on this boss. I'm gonna keep him more central. Where's the crystal? Where's the crystal? Over here. Cool. It's lit up now. I'm like way over here for the reason. Do I need to fort brew? Will I get one sapped? I don't think so. Yeah, brew is a vibe right now, to be honest with you. Do we miss a crystal? Oh, we did. Uh-oh. Honestly, brew is like so chill. I mean, maybe it's just my lack of experience on it. I don't think it's as, I think Guardian is more chill than brew, but brew is definitely better. Personally speaking, I think I'm just not a Brewmaster, but I could change that. Maybe this is the season that I could learn how to be a Brewmaster. That could be an interesting experience. But there are many things about brew that I'm certainly just not comfortable with and not playing perfectly. So it's just a big learning curve for me. No problem. I'm checking my phone. Surely that can't go wrong, though. I want some milk. I really want milk. What DPS spec do you have the most fun on? I like DPS specs that feel independent. So, although I'm not a huge melee person, I would say Unholy DK, or believe it or not, if I could play any DPS this current season, it would actually be Ret Paladin. That's the one I would want to play. I would want to play Ret Pally, believe it or not. That would be my choice. If I could have any DPS, I think it'd be Ret Pally. I also don't mind Unholy DK. I actually do like Unholy, but I think Ret Pally is the choice that I would make. Are we doubled up on these lines? Yeah, that sounds like fun. I wish that I had a fully geared Ret Paladin for DPSing this season. Even though I'm not a melee person. Abra just should... Wait, 5,000 bits? Whoa. 5,000 Abra? Whoa. So bits then, if I sub-gifting not... Well, the sub-gifts are cool, but 5,000 bits? Wow. Thank you, Abra. That's a lot of bits. Well, okay. Thank you, Abra. You want... Thank you. I appreciate the bits. No Apex skill, is that for Guardian? Yes. I'm sorry. If I'm playing Brewmaster, I'm not doing that. I'm playing Apex on Brewmaster. How many curls? That's a great question. I have no idea how many curls that is. I guess... I don't know. No need for curls. My Sara Cavern one time. 5,000 curls. Well, I would do forearms. I feel like I already did biceps earlier. How about forearms? My Sara Cavern one time. What would you like me to show you in my Sara Caverns, Abra? Abra, if I could show you anything in my Sara Caverns. GG's. Thank you for finishing. Wow. All right. That's you've automatically teleported yourself to the top of the bit gifter cheer this month, Abra. I don't know if anybody's gonna beat that. That's a lot. Thank you. Great question. What do you want to see in my Sara? Do you want to see me tank my Sara? Do you want to see me heal my Sara? And what level on what tank? Oof, no gear. Umbral Spire. Is that a staff? Ooh, I need staff, I think. Can I have staff? Yes, I remember that. I do. That was, I think it resets every month, and I can't change it to not reset every month. I do remember that, Abra. That was also kind of crazy, though. Can a 227 brew do a 5 Mysara? Yes, 5 Mysara for sure. Did someone need staff? That's me. I need staff. Yes. Dash sneaky sneef. Yeah, what's up? I think it's Fate. What's up? Do you get Mysara? Okay, wait a second. Hold up. He got a 12 Mysara. There it is. Okay, so he has 12 Mysara. You want me to tank 12 Mysara on a Brewmaster? I can do that. Yeah, we can do that. Okay, okay. Abra, I appreciate you supporting stream. You don't have Discord, correct? Let me try this. I genuinely appreciate you. Here, I will... Let me see what I can find here, though. It's an actual pictures this way. Let me see. I want you to see if this will work. You got it with VPN. So I was thinking, what if I could try to get you the route? Like if I could try to send it to you on like a Twitch message, I could try that. Brew Tank was number 1 damage overall. My plus 10 Skyreach are nerfs incoming. To be fair, a plus 10, we have no idea. Like, was he super geared? Was he not super geared? It's hard to say, right? That's kind of a tough situation because I don't know what the context is, Pleb Lord. Maybe he's like fully geared and no one else is in a 10. It's hard to say, right? Hey, Epiphany, thanks for coming. I hope that you continue to come to my keys. Seed is deceptively difficult for heal. Oh, yes, it is. I hate that. Like, that is my least favorite key to tank. It's my least favorite key to heal. It's my least favorite key on both of those, though. But wow, something else. That is cool. That is cool. He did top damage. That's a lot. All right, my Sara Caverns plus 12. I think that it's kind of what I thought too. All right, we'll do a plus 12 my Sara Caverns, Abra, and I'll do it on a Brewmaster. Or, if you want, I could try it on a Mistweaver. Mistweaver would be a bit sus, but it's not impossible for what it's worth. Splank, Resto Shaman. Sure. 258. Do we care? Warrior Tank left out for recent tuning? Correct. Notably absent, though. Do you think a 267... Yeah, you just got to use Valera and go... If you go slow and you use Valera, absolutely. Oh, wait, where's the intellect staff? Upgrade. Item level is not the thing that matters. Another Mistweaver. All right, bet. We're going to take this Mistweaver, I think. Milkshake for dinner? I did have a milkshake already today. I'm not going to have another milkshake. People went offline. Couldn't abandon. So I left. Oh, I feel so bad for this guy. I'm going to give him a shot. Yeah, let's give him a shot. I feel so bad. He has the lever tag, but he said people went offline, couldn't abandon, so I left. My call? Okay, I'm gonna tank it then. I'm gonna play one last key, yeah, bro. That sounds good to me. Thank you for the bits. Let me go get a glass of milk, and then I will also, I tell you what, I will also finish my workout using those bits. Reasonable? A Demo Warlock. All right, bet. That's a comp. Let's do it. All right, and then we'll own. Let me go get a drink from downstairs. You don't get lever tag from one key, though. Well, let's find out. I mean, maybe he'll leave. I don't know. Need to eat for real if bulking. I'm not quite bulking right now. I don't actually know what I'm doing aesthetically right now, though. Like, I'm not sure what I'm even doing aesthetically at the moment. Okay, let me run this ad real quick, and I'll be right back. I'm just going to grab a quick glass of milk because that's what I want, and then I'll come back. I will finish an arm workout tonight. Guys, I'm getting old. Allow me to explain how I know that I'm getting older. All right? This is how I know I'm getting older. Welcome back. Thank you. I was coming up the stairs, and I turned the corner of the stairs too fast, and my hip just cracked like crazy. Unbelievable. I just heard a click. Hey, Yep. Can you leave your talents up so I can see them when you go AFK? This talent build I'm playing, this is like this is like Brewmaster made easy. It is a talent build that was linked to me by Shaw. Certainly a bit less damage than a traditional Brewmaster build, but it's just a very, very friendly Brewmaster build because I'm not that good at it. Hi, Brenna, by the way. Ever do an all tanky? No, I haven't done one yet. Maybe this season. I would totally do it this season for fun. Okay, 12 Mysara Caverns. Am I going to die? I am a 254 item level Brewmaster now. Oh, that was close. 253 item level Brewmaster because I'm using an agility staff, of course. Here we go. So many good food in Thai, and he drinks milk. That's true, Dad of Duty. Hey, Dad of Duty, by the way. Are you still there? I wanted to tell you that, as random as it sounds, I was having a bad night last night. I was just having a tough night. I was feeling very overwhelmed and very stressed. And I read your comments on the Patreon video. And for some reason, it just hit perfectly. It was just the exact time. It was like exactly what I needed to hear. And I felt much better after that. And I just wanted to say thank you. It was a very nice comment. And I think that people significantly underestimate how cool it is for me to get actual like comments and stuff telling me that I've helped you feel more confident tanking, feel this, whatever it is. Like it actually means a lot to me. So anybody who takes the time to just write a little comments on a YouTube video or a Patreon video or whatever it is, thank you for that. Okay, now I do have aggro here. They're all going to sync on me in like 3, 2, 1. I'm definitely pulling this a little bit like I'm far more geared than I actually am. So we get an apex here, and then we're going to go like this. I want to back up slightly. Whoop, I've rolled into a rock. That's not good. Okay, here we go. Now, if I was going to die, it would be in about 3, 2, 1. The question is, can Brewmaster actually replicate this pull? I'm going to go here. I'm alive. I'm going to Ring of Peace now. Okay, the pole kind of needs to be dead. The Hex Guardian is not dead. Uh-oh. Okay, hold up. Tiger's Lust. Big heal. Celestial. Back up. 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 Like this. Here we go. Big roll. Huge roll. No, I'm alive. I'm alive. Oh, no, I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. Hold up. If I send this, I'm not dead because they won't hit me for a second, which means I can roll through. Here we go. Wait a second. Now, yes, I wouldn't try this because you can see that it's kind of sketchy. If people get hit by mechanics, then this is... No, I'm alive. Now, Abra. Definitely don't try that at home. Okay? Don't do what I just did. You see? That's the key. The key here is that you definitely don't want to do that. What I would recommend is you take the first 4 mobs into this Soul Eater. Honestly, I don't have to pull the dungeon. It's just exciting for me to try it. But the truth is, if you want to time your keys right now, Abra, the best possible thing you can do is actually go safe. The timers are not the problem. You just need to live. If we get to the end of this 12 with less than 5 deaths, we are going to time the dungeon. Ah. Aha. Aha. No way of the crane. No way of the crane. I was wondering how people died there. Ah. Ah. Ooh. Ah, Kira. Are there any Mistweavers here? Any Mistweavers in chat at the moment? I am stuck in a tree branch. No Way of the Crane. Actually not done this dungeon yet. It's actually a really cool dungeon, to be fair. I am now immediately going to think, how can I go as safe as possible? This guy is playing a really weird build, so let's just pull the elephants. I'm actually going to alter my route because given how the first pull went, I'm going to go safe. I don't mind pulling some bears into this guy because this will just be tank damage. I'm going to have to let this healer adapt. He is not playing Way of the Crane. He is actually playing a Mistweaver build that will make it much harder for him to heal this dungeon. Like, much harder. So, let's just give him a break, basically. This is a thematically very cool dungeon. I would say thematically this is a super cool dungeon. Okay. Where can I make a percentage? I don't think, maybe we don't even try a skip after. So why don't we go into the hut and then, yeah, we don't even need that left pole, for example. You could actually just go here and then grab these. I'll go into this hut here. Boom. So that first pull, because we had deaths on it and I'm recognizing that my healer might actually have a bit of a hard time keeping up, I'm just going to reduce the pulls and think to myself, okay, how can I make this as friendly as possible on the healer? When you can, let me know. When you think is the most fun pug only healer, Mistweaver. Mistweaver, I think. I mean, technically, if you just wanted to be a healer, I think Wrestler Druid is the most powerful pug only healer, but it's just not as fun, in my opinion, though. Is this Mistweaver a caster? Correct. That's what I noticed. And that's why I was like, well, being as this many targets, like, we should be Giga healed right now. But we are not Giga healed. And the reason is, yes, correct. That's what I noticed. He is a caster Mistweaver. And I was like, ooh, okay. So let me just adjust my pulls because I'm going to expect different damage. Yep, you're welcome. Let's see the third pull. I'm going to go nice and safe because you don't have to do the normal route. Like, there are 2 laborers right here. I would love to take them because they're pretty easy. But I didn't have to grab them in the previous pull. We're just going to go very safe. Extremely safe. I don't want to have to risk the route at all. I'm not going to get nearly as much healing since he's not playing Crane and he is playing a caster Mistweaver. So I'm going to leave those 2 bears out. We'll take just this bird as an example. And we'll go up. I'll Tiger's Lust myself. Grab this bird here. I messed up my pull, so just 1 spinning grain kick real fast. I messed up my pull again. So Ox here, boom. I just had a bad targeting there, so we go like this. Spam, though. Now, even if you go Apex talent, you still play Crane. Like, you can play Crane and Apex, but yes, squad, it's interesting, because I haven't seen a lot of caster Mistweavers. There was a build on beta that was bugged originally, but the second that they buffed Crane, I mean, that thing is... That's why Mistweaver is so fun, in my opinion, personally, Andy Son. The reason that Mistweaver is so fun is because Crane makes dungeon healing, especially pug healing, straightforward, direct, and awesome. That's my favorite part about Mistweaver right now, is that I never have to actually plan to heal. I basically just need to be a DPS in AoE. And I like that. Unlike Resto Druid, which is the exact opposite of, hey... I need to make sure that I've planned perfectly. And if I want to try to do damage, I better have planned my perfect ramp. And I have to make a decision between damage and healing. Mistweaver feels fluid to me because I don't have to make that choice. Until like the 18th, yep, I play with the Mistweaver right now, and I would say that Mistweaver is super fun for exactly that reason, squad. But it's not just how much damage they do, because healer damage is pretty irrelevant, to be honest with you. It's not about the healer damage. Follow in a second. It's not about the healer damage. It's about the fact that the way that it heals is very straightforward. If many target, press button. You see? Reminded me of Disc Priest and Mob. Correct. Exactly. But basically, if many target, you hit button, button heal, healing good. That's it. That's all you need to know. So even a bad Mistweaver will be very good at healing because you can't mess that up. if you're playing Crane. That's why I think it's actually so pug friendly. You have to make a plan for bosses, but even on bosses, Ancient Teachings is actually good right now. So you can still basically at like up to like a 10 or even like, I'll say up to a 12 right now. You can basically just few renewing mist and then you go kick boss, group healed, problem solved. You see what I mean? Like that's that because of how straightforward it is. I really like and I feel like Mistweaver is such a good pug healer at the moment because of that. I wish HPAL felt the same. I agree with you. I like the Lightsmith Judgment casting HPAL, but unfortunately they nerfed that to the degree where now you actually have to cast Holy Light, and I don't want to play my HPAL because that's sad. I don't want to have to cast Holy Light in the same way that other people, you know what I mean? Like, I agree with you. I think that when you can basically just kind of nail a rotation, like a DPS rotation as a healer, it's very fun. It's also straightforward. And I think the straightforward part is the thing that's underrated. Okay, go this way. Don't get hit by a puddle. One of the reasons I took the Mistweaver to this key. Whoops, he dead. Uh-oh. Do we have a res? Uh-oh. He didn't know the mechanic. Ooh, 12s be wildin'. 12s be wildin'. Okay. Now, we still finish this boss. We probably still time. Oh, we do have a res. We have a warlock. What am I talking about? Let's single target DPS, please. But yeah, it's the healing profile. And also, Mistweavers will make tanks feel super safe. Again, Resto Druid that greeds their damage equals no tank healing. Tigers lost him. But a Mistweaver does not have to greed their damage. They can just do damage. And so I just think that it basically makes tanks feel safe. It makes your group feel safe. It's very straightforward to play, and at a lower key level, there's nothing quite like how Mistweaver currently plays, in my opinion. If they nerf Vital Flame by 20%, give or take, 10% plus Celestial Fortune, it'll feel it. You'll feel it. Oh, getting a little tired. Can't find your video about the Iron for macro. Your go to tank information in Discord and just check the pins if you want the actual macro though. But if you want like the whole video about it, it's on Patreon. Like the guide about the build that I'm playing is on Patreon. Okay, the question is, do I need a lot of healing on this pull, or will I be able to go into mini boss? I can control the Tiger's Lust, so I can make sure that no one needs like my help here. I think I'll be fine going into mini. Although you don't need to do this big pull, so. Now, Abra, the reason that I'm doing this pull, even though I've told you, I'm like, okay, so I think that this key, I might have to go a little safer, is because I know that I can get him out. So because Tiger's Lust is so powerful and can remove the altar snare, I feel comfortable doing this pull. But there is a world where I wouldn't feel comfortable because I don't trust my healer or my group to actually do it properly. And I pulled those warriors a little bit earlier because I messed up. Hold up. I messed up. I messed up. I messed up. Oh, I'm dead. My bad. Random. It might be a GG's. Like, I guess I didn't have to do the pull. I messed up on positioning. It's so weird. Think maybe GG's. Do you like... It's... Out of curiosity, I just want to ask him. I haven't seen a caster Mistweaver in forever. I thought it would be all right, but I could see that it was not okay though. Or saw on your medials, Vital Flame with 20% less. The thing about the problem with the Vital Flame is that it also interacts with Celestial Fortune. Do you ever... Wow. This is so weird. Just so weird, man. Yeah. I mean, it works, I guess. I was not expecting that. I did not inspect beforehand. So what I would have done there, Abra, to clarify, what I could have done to really help that group is A, I could have pulled way differently. What key you think it is? What do you mean? I wish by lower key level, like 12. If he was playing the standard Mistweaver build, he could literally be DPSing the entire key and heal it flawlessly. To clarify, what you can do if you're playing a regular Mistweaver build is actually just press 2 buttons and you would heal the entire key. If you wanted to, though. If you want. No worries. I kind of want to play a Mistweaver now for the 11 and show you. Even though I'm not geared, I'll still show you. Do we want to... I could probably do one more key real fast. I can do one more key. Okay. I'll play Mistweaver, and I'll show you my rotation in an 11 deal. I don't know how the tank's going to pull, though. But it is like a massive difference between a Mistweaver that's playing the caster and the crane. The crane, to clarify, it's not wrong to play caster, but not by a long shot. You could totally make it work. But the amounts of effort you have to put in is crazy, because this Mistweaver build... Or, by the way, you can just take out the extra damage and play Apex. That's fine, too. A little bit more healing. But you literally spam one button. So if I play Mistweaver here, and then we start this group and we go on 11, right? We're better off calling that one early. That's what I think so, too. I like the way you explain the Sky and Patreon. So let's assume that we're playing with a tank that doesn't have a route here. I don't know what's going to happen. It's going to be an 11. And in 11, we might see some stuff. But the idea is it's a lot of times I think Mistweavers feel like the caster version is going to be easier, but actually it's way harder. In terms of the fact that literally what I'm going to do to heal this, and I have no gear, by the way, right? I mean, it totally works. All good. My bad. No worries. So if I want to heal as a Mistweaver with Crane, all I need to do is press spinning Crane kick. That's it. Cannot express to you enough that actually you just macro it so you never stop casting. If I just did this, literally, and I mean this, if I actually only played this button right now in AoE, then we would not lose the dungeon. That's all I have to press. That's why it's super straightforward, and that's what I mean when I say it's easy. Also, I will infinitely heal my tank, so my tank will never, ever, ever, ever have to worry. And that's probably even without gear, if that makes sense. No worries. Fox ears for a minute. All right, bet. Cat dog. I respect it. Now, granted, I did not have to do that poll. But so, Abra, what I did wrong there as a tank, from my perspective, knowing that we probably weren't going to have a fantastic key, if I had just pulled way safer, we would have timed that. Pretty sure we would have been able to do the second and the last boss. Oh, what's up? I don't know who this is on my friends list. So if I had actually just decided to not do that pull, and all I did was just go really safe and just do like 1 pull, 2 pull, 3 pull, we would have timed it easy, if that makes sense. So this will be playing here. I have no enchants. Do I have an intellect weapon? Do I have an intellect trinket? I have this trinket. What's this? Bathe your target. Okay. Socrates. Is this from stream? Mr. Socrates? Let's do it. All right, cool. Boom. So yeah, in general, slow and steady wins the race. Would 12 be? No. Literally 15. Like if I had gear, 15. You can do like high keys, by the way, Andy Son. I'll show you. My whole rotation here, I will show you. And I will show you the fact that even at this item level, like granted, I might struggle a little bit. You would think that I'm going to struggle like a tiny bit, but I guess not on an 11. Should be fine. Yeah. So as a way to understand it, you don't have to play like this. Nobody has to play any which way. But it is way more friendly. Like significantly more friendly. I actually have 2 buttons that I basically have to rotate. There's a few nuances to it, but effectively, even at 253, if I just walk in here and I press this button, depending on what the tank pulls, we'll all be fine. Isn't that kind of crazy? It's actually the easiest. I think it's the most beginner-friendly healer in so many ways, aside from the fact that it's melee. You can actually just heal a very reasonable key level as a caster Fistweaver right now. And I think that's interesting. I do think that's kind of cool. Let's do it. But also, I technically entered that by trying to pull aggressively and just do a route. Like, we don't need to do that route in that key level. If I had just gone much safer, that would not have happened, and I think we would have probably timed that last key. I would love to have some gear, though. Maybe. Wrong? No, you're fine. You're absolutely fine. No problem at all. I was just wondering if you had tried Crane. No, you're fine. There's no right or wrong way to play. If you enjoy the caster monk, that's absolutely fine. I didn't mean to say that it was bad. I was just wondering if you had tried Crane. I think it's interesting that a lot of monks, a lot of Mistweavers, they feel like the caster is more friendly, but it's the profile of healing is very different. Also, I was pulling weird. I could have done that way differently if I had just pulled safer, if I didn't do the big pulls. Like, I'm not geared. I'm 253. I'm playing this with 0 tier set. I don't even know what this trinket really does. But, like, you know what I mean? You don't have to pull like that. I have 0 set. We're just gonna slam this. But I wanted to show people that if you are playing Mistweaver and you wanted a friendly healer, I think that Crane Mistweaver is like the easiest healer to play right now, and I'll show you why, even though my item level is really bad. Ready? I have no idea what that tank pulling. Let's roll. No problem. We're chilling. We're just crest farming. This is my ult. I'm just gearing up the monk. But I like Mistweaver. It's actually my favorite healer right now. I think that it's super fun to play, but this way of the Crane playstyle is very different. So and this is why it's so friendly, right? If all I do is basically walk in here and watch aggro on the tank, so he's going to leap here. I have no idea what route he's doing. I have no idea where he's going. He's going to decide to pull this elephant, it looks like. He's going to do so this is the first pull here. If I just hit Chi-Ji and then hit spinning crane kick, watch my team's health. Look at my HPS and look at my team's health. Look at my rotation, and this is what I meant, by the way, when I said that this healer is the most friendly healer. You see? And I'm infinitely healing my tank. 125k HPS at no item level whatsoever. That's why this healer is so friendly right now. Because you kind of can't fail. Depends on how much my tank needs me. But you kind of can't fail. And now there is a little bit more to this rotation. But technically speaking, if that is all I did, then I'm going to make my tank feel super safe. And I'm going to do damage. And I'm going to do massive healing. And I think that is pretty wild, right? I do think my tank will need external here, though. And that, yeah, if I just literally go broop, and that's 0 cooldowns. So granted, I'm going to start weaving things in now because there are nuances to this. For example, like double Rising Sun Kick after my TFT because I'm playing the no Apex build. But then otherwise, yeah, you just actually spin to win. The entire time, I'm going to top my team's health bars, and I could just be moving the whole time, so it's super friendly. I don't have to plant and cast. It is actually just spin to win. Isn't that crazy? And imagine I had gear. Like, imagine I had a tier set or anything. I have nothing. And that's why it's surprising sometimes when I see monks not playing this. Because you actually, yeah, it's if you ever wanted to try it, it's a very interesting playstyle. You don't have to, by the way. If you like Caster Mistweaver, don't feel pressured. I didn't mean to say you have to. I'm a really big believer, Fjorda. You play whatever you want, and that if it's fun for you, you play that. I am a very undergeared tank. I'm just chilling. I'm doing some random route. I didn't have to pull like that at all. But yeah, this is a very easy way to heal, and I really like it right now. I find it to be very fun to play this version of Mistweaver. So I enjoy it right now, but you definitely don't have to play like this. What's my Tiger's Lust bound to? It's not, is it control left click? Oh, control left click is my Tiger's Lust, gotcha. So yeah, you just TFT into Rising Sun Kick if you want to do damage. But then you do this. Yeah, try it, try it. I have a guide on it on YouTube with Megaset. If you want to watch the guide, it will explain it for you. I don't know if I have any mods up this late, but if anybody could grab the guide I did with Megaset, then that, I think, explains this playstyle really well. It left us the correct bind. It took me a second to find the correct bind. It did. It did, Wiz. So yeah, I haven't even, by the way, used Conduit yet. And I could have used Conduit, mostly just for damage, actually. For like a little bit of buffs, but yeah. So if I actually weave in Conduit as well, then I get even more value. And then I'm going to go double, triple, Rising Sun Kick. And then I can do big dam. Which is kind of crazy. So I think this is on overall right now. No, this is current segment. Look, that's with, I haven't even used this Trinket yet. And that's with no gear. That's why this build is so interesting. Like, it does crazy damage, too. Oh, I'm the healer. I'm supposed to do the prisoners. Whoops. I'm so used to being the tank. But yeah, you try it if you want to. I'll see if I can find the YouTube video that I did with Megaset. I'll see if I can type it in right now. A Wu Tank Mega Set. I can do this. I can probably find this here. Here we go. Share, copy, boom. Thank you, Drabs. Oh, okay. We're pulling out. We're pulling something. This is a hard pull, actually. The Soul Eaters are no joke. Here we go. Boom, boom, boom. But yeah, we were not making your life easy. Also, no worries. No need to time all these keys. Dude, I gotta change that stream elements thing. That's so funny to me that I still have that up. So then I just channel Conduit if I need a thing, or I can also hit Revival, and I can also mess with Chi-Ji. I still don't know about 1 minute Chi-Ji versus 2 minute Chi-Ji. I actually like 2 minute Chi-Ji on beta. But it doesn't seem to matter that much at the moment. Both seem to work fine. Thank you, Drabs. Drabs, I hope you're having a nice Season 1 so far. I haven't actually checked in on the old Gaslighters Anonymous. I have no idea how your raid prog is going. Hopefully it's good. You strongly prefer 1 minute, though? I was playing with Yulon. I know, that's why I was saying I was on stream. I was like, oh, I realized you were playing Yulon instead of Crane. And I was like, oh. And I was like, okay, so it's a very different playstyle. Now, granted, you can try whatever you want, but the way that you're playing actually makes it way harder, especially because you're still casting rushing, you're still casting wind kick, so you're still actually in melee doing damage. But this build, as you can see, is like very relaxed, you know? Like this playstyle here is super relaxed, and I really appreciate this. I feel like I'm very chilling on this. I'm assuming we're going this way? Yeah, it's spin to win. You are actually just spinning to win. That's literally all you're doing. Ooh, does he know the route? Let's see where we're going. Is he going to wait for the pad, or are we doing this, though? Cool. He wants to go this way. That sounds good to me. So, Andy-san, yeah, this works up until a very high key level. Now, single target starts to get a little bit more complicated because I do need to make a plan for single target healers. I've not seen someone playing Yulon. Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen Yulon as well. Oh, where are we going? Where are we going, Tank? Where are we going? Is he pulling this into boss? Okay, so 1 minute Chi-Ji goes here. So on this boss as an example, this is a boss where I'm going to have to start making more of a plan. I'm assuming we're not pulling this into boss. This is a deceivingly hard pack, actually. Okay, there we go. Settled. I'm kind of curious about this trinket that I'm playing. Whoops, I got hit by a puddle. That's okay. But yeah, you can actually just play Mistweaver like this, and that's I find this playstyle to be fun. I think a lot of people don't, and I totally appreciate the fact. Again, if you like the caster Mistweaver, you can totally make that work. You were healing just fine. Do not feel pressured by me to play any which way or the other. That is not what the intention was behind that. Doesn't seem like that trinket does a lot. I wonder if my healer will need, my tank rather, will need an external. The question is, what is my enveloping mist bound to again? What? Wait, is it shift left click? Is it shift left click? Wait a second. Hold on, what's my enveloping mist bound to again? Shit. Okay, I conduit. Mistweaver is less likely because Brewmaster's best tank. Yeah, I actually, the funniest thing to me, Squat, though, is that technically speaking, Mistweaver and Brewmaster are actually a match made in heaven. The way that Crane Mistweaver heals is literally exactly the type of profile that Brewmaster would prefer. So it's interesting you say that, because technically speaking, it would actually be a giga combination. Okay, this one's going to be a revival for sure. Does that actually, have you thought about that? Because of, yeah, exactly. Like, it's even better than Wrestler Druid and Brewmaster. It's actually a match made in heaven, technically speaking, though. But yeah, you won't, oh shit. I stepped into a trap. Yeah, I do actually. I made a guide with Megaset, by the way. Giga Mistweaver. I got to connect with Megaset right before the season to make a guide specifically about this build. And we talked about how to kind of understand it. It's a super fun build if you ever get the chance to play it, even again, at no gear. Like, you can still do really, really well with this build. Yeah, very fun to play. Lust next bull, sounds good. Yes, I do actually. Let me find you the link. I believe it's this one right here. Yeah, Squat. I think that on beta testing, a lot of people were completely sleeping on Mistweaver, and I find that to almost be sad, because Mistweaver is really, really powerful. Especially, I think this season, it's in a really solid spot, but I swear people obviously have no understanding of it, because it's not exactly a very well-represented healer, right? It's really not a well-represented healer, but the one of the underrated parts about it is just how... even the utility, like the fact that I can Tiger's Lust there, as an example, although it took me a second to remember exactly what global. Hold up, let me conduit. And then I wish I had Revival here. Revival here would actually go so hard. But the idea is, it makes tanks feel super safe too. If you play with a Mistweaver, your tank will also feel super safe. Oh, he's dead. I don't quite have Tiger's Lust for that. Whoops. What? Hold up. What? We got 0 kicks. I can do it. I can do it. Although it does struggle if I have uptime problems like this pull. Yeah, I know. It's okay. This spot here, there's ways to tank it if you really want to, but mostly it's just a hard pull. My Tiger's Lust does not want to cast. Oh, I did cast it there. Mostly because we had no damage there. We lost all our damage. Technically speaking, that pull is supposed to be dead by that point. We also didn't lust, I think, early. And I think we had a Warlock die faster. That's okay. I can actually save this with a revival, probably. It is a hard pull. But not a worry. I'm tired now, too. Oof, Fyodor, I'm old now. I used to be young, and I used to be able to play World of Warcraft for like 12 hours a day. But now, I swear I can't do it. You can also Tiger's Lust here and get him out of this. Now, apparently I cast Tiger's Lust on myself because I was out of range. So that's on me. And certainly some more gear would help me feel a lot better. But no problem. You are still young, bro? Maestro, I swear, I'm not. Like, you know what I mean? What's up, snowflakes? Happy Easter? Oh, yeah, it is Easter. Happy Easter. Ooh, we're pulling the side. The haircut suits you? You think so? Thank you. I've never actually had my hair this short before, to be honest with you. Okay, I'm a Abra. I am going, before I actually end stream for tonight, I'm going to finish up my arm workout. Because I told myself I would do it. And I know for a fact that I'm going to go to work tonight. And I am absolutely not going to do a workout after this. So, right after this key, I'm going to turn on the camera. And I'm finishing up my arm workout. If 5,000 bits are donated, I will make use of those. And I will actually do the workout. Fair? Deal? That sound reasonable? Because I'm not going to the gym right now. And if I actually do nothing else before stream ends, trust me, I will just end up doing nothing. And that will not make me feel good. So I have to do something. I find this to be a reasonable, a good deal, basically. You know what I want to try? I want to try the tech. I haven't actually ever tried it. I want to try it real fast. I can't actually tell if it's worth it or not. To do the incense tech. Have you seen this, though? Coral Free 5,000. I want to do some more biceps, sure. And I will also do some... what's it called? Okay, let me try this. So now I go talk to this guy. And then I want to see this. Beseech Spirit. I'm doing tech. Okay, I've got the spirit next to me. He's with me for a whole minute. But is this really worth it? Let's find out. Because I'm slow, and I'm going to get to my team. And I'll just heal them with a quick revival. And then a conduit. Let's see if the tech is worth it. I'm so lucky I ended up here. I really didn't mean to pressure you, by the way. There are some people who really care about like timing all their keys and stuff. Fyodor, if this is your first time meeting me, that's not me. I play this game for fun. If we don't time something, it's no problem. You are actually healing pretty well. But if you do want to try this build and you've just never tried it before, at first it seems scary, but you just have to actually trust the fact that you are just healing with spinning crane kick. If there's enough targets, you don't even have to have renewing mist up, although eventually you want it. And obviously when you get your tier set, this will matter even more. But the effective thing is that basically if you just keep renewing mist on tank and there's enough targets, and then you just do this, it will actually, that's all you really need to do. And then if you wanted to, there's even a way to play this for even more damage or whatever, though. We're into the darkest. Yeah, and I drank a Monster this morning too, Wisdom. And for breakfast this morning, I drank half an actual, not sugar-free, a proper can of Monster. So we really are getting into a proper dark woo, like true male manosphere. Like I'm gonna be the next Louis Theroux documentary. I'm gonna be in it, not necessarily in a good light. I'm ready. I'm primed, Wiz. I'm fully prepared for this. Yep. Yep. Oh, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. I made a mistake. Yeah. Yeah. Anybody know any other good streamers? Rough but fair. Rough but fair. Honestly, I'll take it. That seems reasonable, to be honest. I accept. Okay, bunch of skirmishers here. So what we're gonna do is make sure that I have a little Chi-Ji shield. Boom. Here. Make sure I don't take extra damage. I'm gonna be really bad at dodging these as a healer. And then that spinning crane kick, you can see just how much healing it does. Yo, what's up, guys? Hello. I appreciate all the new I appreciate all the new people coming in right as I go into my my manosphere, dark woo timeline. I'm gonna be a super masculine guy. That's me. I'm ready. Oh, I think my tank just got actually knocked by a tornado down there. That's hilarious. Did he mean to do that? Or no, this is intentional. He's making it look intentional. That's the trick as a tank, by the way. If he was definitely not intentional. He's back up here now. He should have just committed to it. Honestly, if the tank actually just committed and then he walked down there after he got teleported down, I would have just assumed that he was using it as brilliant tech. Like he got intentionally knocked so that he could get to the next pull faster. And I would have been like, damn, that's good. I should use that. But instead he backtracked. And so now I think, unfortunately, that was unintentional. That's the whole point about that's what you got to do. If you butt pull something as a tank, but you don't wipe, it's tech. Always remember this. As a tank player, if something goes and you weren't intending it, but it works and you don't wipe, it's tech. It's intentional. Always. Just remember that. Very important you understand this. You can't be a successful tank without understanding this one important concept. If you die, it's the healer's fault, first and foremost, right? We have to remember that. That's like another very important tanking concept. And I'm dead. No, I'm alive. No, I'm dead. I am so bad at dodging these. It is actually incredible. It is hilarious that I haven't healed a lot yet. I healed a lot on beta. I didn't heal a lot on retail yet. I keep going to kick. Out of pure habit. But hey, Thomas G. Wow. Hi, Diakin. Hello, people. I'm toward the end of stream today, so if you ever wanted to ask me a wild question, now's the best time, though. You took out a mix. So which one are you playing? Which means being preferred till 15s? The one that I talked about in the key. What's up, Bubs? Bubs, by any chance, did I play with you on a Resto Shaman recently? Was that you? Were you healing a Terrace 16, perhaps, when the unholy DK may or may not have accidentally aggroed by a pure bug the end of the dungeon? Was that you? Because there was a Resto Shaman, and her name was Bubs. So I didn't know if that was you or not. Okay, so this fight, we just Chi-Ji here. And then this is an example of how even on single target, although this fight isn't a massive HPS check anymore, you can still heal like this. Yeah. I mean, so the thing is, I am healing right now. If you check my HPS, though, you're playing with me now? Oh. I did too many chores. You're still here. This is probably my last key for tonight, though. Have you ever thought about petting a bear without fur? No, I would never pet a bear without fur because that would be wild. Like, that would make me some sort of scaly or something. And I'm not really a scaly. You know, a furry we can talk about. But a scaly? I don't know. It's pushing it. I mean, never say never, I suppose. You can't really knock it. You can't knock it till you try it. So maybe I'm being closed-minded. Maybe I actually need to open up my perspective. It's possible. Oh, fuck. Okay, I really thought I was actually dodging that. My bad. Riz, my apologies. I actually, to be fair, I really thought I was actually walking in between that, but I am just tired now. Yep. We're not going too much farther here, though. Keep in mind, guys, I am healing this. I'm like just chilling here, though. I did troll that a little bit. You're right. You're absolutely right. So we have this here. Boom. Bam, bam, bam. Boss is dead pretty much. Nice. So I'm not exactly very geared. I do have this weapon that I got from the last key. Armani, like the trolls or like the luxury fashion brand? Wait a second. Armani 90. I'm the Og? Oh. Hi, Bubs. Wait, where are we going? What's this? What's this? What is this? Interesting. Like the brand? Fair enough. There's also a brand of trolls in World of Warcraft, although I don't think they're called the Armani Trolls. If there was an Armani Trolls, would there also be a Gucci Trolls? I'm a tailor in game and it makes a good selling point. That is amazing. That's actually good RP there. Thanks so much for videos. I made a few things simple. Yeah, you're welcome, Jeskers. Of course. Yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad that I hope that my videos can honestly just make Mythic Plus accessible to people. It's such a fun game mode. I'm so happy that they added this to World of Warcraft. There's a world where they never actually did this, though. Well, extras, that's absolutely fine, though. Aren't the Gucci trolls the one worshipping? No, they worship the devil, I'm pretty sure. Because the last I heard, the devil wears Prada. So they basically... There's like a whole... There's a lot of drama with them worshipping a competing brand, Armani. That's one of the issues. It's basically like there's a Platinum WoW video about this. And you can go watch that. I'm not really a big lore person, so it's not exactly my thing. But there's definitely a Platinum WoW video about probably. It's got to be there somewhere. If he hasn't covered it, then he's slacking. Is Meryl Streep there? The Loa of fashion. The Loa of fashion. Yeah. They worship the Loa of fashion. Oh, yo, thank you for the prime sub, Armani. Oh, I'm gonna die. Oh, I'm so bad at dodging these tornadoes. I guess, you know what this is? This is tank privilege, to be honest with you. I'm so used to tanking that I never have to dodge these tornadoes. I just take them. This is actual tank privilege, and the fact that I'm just chilling on a Mistweaver right now, I gotta start. I have to dodge these. I gotta start dodging them. I'm just so bad at dodging them. It's like I'm really bad at them. Thank you for the prime subs. Thank you for the rescue too, Bubs. All right, here we go. So if I need to revival this, I will. But I actually think just a double here will probably be enough. I revival. Yeah, I guess honestly, I think this is a sign that I'm getting too old to game this late. Armani, out of curiosity, so if you care about your characters' names enough to actually name them after all fashion-related things, out of curiosity, may I ask you a question? This is my question for you, okay? This is what I want to know at this point. Now, I actually am going to do some tech because I think this boss might actually require things. Okay. What do you like about World of Warcraft? That's just the general question. I haven't been streaming and making content for that long, but something I'm really curious about is actually asking people and just getting really to the bottom. What do people actually like about WoW? It's actually something I'm curious about. What is it about World of Warcraft that people? Why is this game so legendary? I think it's a really interesting question. For me, it's not just nostalgia, as an example, right? Because although I've been playing it for so long, even if I picked it up today, I would still like it. But I think it's an important question to think about. Now, if we tank it here, by the way, we're in trouble. Because we have to not get sent through a puddle. There we go. This will be fine. That's what I wonder about people, though. Just the latency. It is true. Like, so part of it is that I always play with 250 ping, but because I want to play more Mistweaver this season, and I think I actually want to play Mistweaver at like fairly competitive content, I have a feeling I'm just going to need to learn how to dodge things even with high latency. I can't use it as an excuse forever, you know? You can't always just be like, oh, like ping problems, as an example, right? At some point, you actually do just have to do the mechanic and dodge. Immersion, world, lore, and pressing buttons feels good. A lot of other MMOs lack the good feeling of pressing buttons. Fair enough. I like WoW because I like making cool dudes and then power up said with my buddies. Fair enough. How long have you known your buddies in game, Elrath? Like if you have friends in game that you play with and that's part of why you enjoy it, how long have you known them? So much to like about it since 2008. I've had to take breaks from WoW. Like when I moved to Thailand, I didn't have a computer for a long time. So when I moved to Thailand, I just didn't have a computer. And then I had to take a break from WoW. But otherwise, it's always been a part of my life. There you go. Key, upgrade, upgrade. Get an upgrade. Oh, rough. Rough. I need gear, man. I've actually been doing a lot of keys on the monk, but I really could use some gear. All right, aside from all the tornadoes that I was totally trolling on, and that middle pack, which I definitely could have healed better. I've been in the guild I'm in for 5 to 6 years. 5 to 6 years, that's insane, actually, though. But Andy-san, you can absolutely play this version of Mistweaver. Thanks for coming, Bubs. I appreciate it. This version of Mistweaver, you can play really realistically up until... I mean, my Mistweaver, he played this in a 17 today. The Mistweaver that I play with, he actually played this in a 17. So it's absolutely possible to play this in higher keys. In fact, imagine that I was geared like with 20 more item levels or whatever. You can do quite a substantial amount of HPS. And it really does, although there's some interactions as key levels get higher, where you need to start gaming around your Shaylins a little bit more, these interactions a bit more. Hi, buddies. Good morning. Sorry, and Rachel couldn't heal. No problem. Played since like 2007 as a healer, and I just really enjoy raiding, the storyline, seeing how things pan out. I'm in a mythic raiding guild, and we decided to go for CE. Congratulations, nice. We managed to get them all since Neurobar Palace. Ooh. I can't say I'm a huge raider, but I think it's because I don't have a guild that I really like being a part of. I think that that's the thing that's missing for me, is I don't really have that connection to raid because I don't have a group of people that I actually progress with. And so for me, raid is like a kind of YOLO. We're all in it for ourselves, you know what I mean? Like I'm here for loot, you're here for loot, I'm in a pug or whatever, and I just don't really have that sort of connection to it. Or you can think about it in the UK, so ours would be that. I play on NA, unfortunately, Armani, so cannot. Yep. I never got to model for Armani, otherwise I would show you a photo. I was showing stream earlier some photos of me in leather jackets, technically speaking. Now, buddies and Armani, something I told stream I would do today is I would get my workout in on stream. Missed it? I think it's in Discord. I think I still have them in Thailand stuff. I never actually deleted them yet. Yeah, Radzim. We'll get more alt stuff later. That's okay. Leather while I'm not here. Oh, leather jacket. The cool leather jacket. Not some weird stuff. Get your mind out of the club, Enyo. But yes, I actually once upon a time was obsessed with leather jackets. That and pea coats. Yes. That and pea coats. Well, Armani, let me show you something, all right? I want to explain something to you. I have an amazing fashion sense. Like the pants I'm wearing right now, these are premium pants. These are, by the way, these are my nice pants. You want to see what I'm wearing? I'll show you. Let me stand up. Here, I'm going to show you. Because I'm going to do some forearms and some biceps here. I'm going to spoil the surprise. I'm sorry. Watch this. These pants right here, this is like when I'm trying to dress nice, this is what I wear. 5-star restaurant, it's shorts or this. There's no in between. Are you ready? Observe. Look at these bad boys. These are not just any ordinary pajama pants. These are Naruto pajama pants. And the fabric is not even thin. It's actual fabric. Look at this. It's legitimate fabric. I have donut pajama pants. Those are like $2 from China. This, $5 at least. I think these are at least $5. These are probably like $10. I don't know how much this is because my mom got them for me at some point. And that's the only reason I have these. Because I wouldn't splurge on these bad boys, right? Exactly. Like I personally wouldn't, I would not splurge on a purchase like this for myself. So my mom had to buy these for me, actually. I'm not the sort of person who would splurge. But I let my mother decide my fashion choices. And you can see how well it's going, right? Amazing. These are, again, fantastic. These are excellent. You can't go wrong with Naruto pajama pants. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. It's that and the fox ears. This right here is the combination that basically won me Mr. Universe. I never won Mr. Universe. I don't actually know what the competition is called. I was invited. I actually did get an offer to go on like the Thailand version of whatever modeling show, and I wonder if I should have taken that. I'm glad I declined at the time, but actually part of me goes, probably would have been a very funny story if I actually ever did get the opportunity to do this. Okay, Mr. Ninetails. Now, listen. Can't go wrong with Naruto. Can't go wrong with pajama pants. Can't go wrong with a thread count of more than 2. So, realistically, I feel like I've done a good job. You see? But no joke, I did actually used to model. And when I modeled, I promise you, I wore slightly more interesting clothing. My mom also chose those for me. Or the photo shoot, obviously, the actual job chose them for me. But if I chose my own clothes, well, it would be something similar to this. Okay, now, I did say that I would get some more arm workout. Fyodor, thank you for healing the 12 before that. Sorry we didn't get it. We'll do another key at some other point. And I still need about 400 more crests on the mug. So we got 100 more myth crest to farm and a 400 more here, though. Oh, yeah. Yeah. My fashion destiny is my own. And have you ever actually seen some of my modeling photos? One day you'll be able to choose your own cloth. If I could choose my own, the only thing I wonder, actually, 2 things. Number one is, should I actually try to get cloth shirts? Like this is a different fabric than my normal tank top, because I sweat when I sit down and game all the time because I play World of Warcraft so much. The thing is, I sweat a lot, and then I get acne. Like my skin doesn't like sweating too much because it's hot here. And then this chair, I was thinking about actually buying a real chair. Like a proper, like a mesh chair. You know what I'm talking about? The ones that are like breathable. Personally speaking, it would make me very uncomfortable if my chair could breathe. That's why I've never gotten a chair like that before. If my chair could breathe, it would just be super awkward. Imagine I'm like locked into a key and all of a sudden I just hear, and I'm just like, don't look. Don't look. If you acknowledge it, he'll be louder. Just focus on the key. It's going to be very distracting for me. As a tank player, if I do that, I'm going to die. Key's over, just like that. So I've always kind of enjoyed a non-breathable chair because they're cheaper. But I do think that at some point I should actually probably get a mesh chair to prevent sweating. I'm thinking about it. All right. Here's what I would do for the rest of the arm workout today. I would do a tiny bit more biceps, and then I would add a little bit of just forearm strength, actually. Because I'm in a relationship, the distribution of muscle in my forearm is very different, right? Before, I used to have a lot more flexion strength, right? But now, it's changed to extensor strength. So I need to even that out a little bit. No, Kitty. Everybody always forgets to clips the good moments, though. Oh, you're crazy. I love you. Thanks, Edio. I'm glad people think I'm funny, because if you don't think I'm funny, then I am just super weird. The thing that I don't think people really understand about me is that I am like this. I'm like this all the time. I'm never not like this. There's actually, so I'm going to probably end up meeting somebody. There's a streamer friend that I've made, and he's coming to Thailand in a few days. I'm going to meet up with him. Never met somebody from stream before, ever. But the real question is this. What are they going to be like in person? No idea. I can tell you that if you ever met me in real life, I am identically this. I will show up in my Naruto pajama pants. Don't you worry. Actually, I did a fair bit of biceps earlier. These don't feel... No, it's not arson, actually. But it is interesting. I've never met anybody from stream before. For all the people that answered what they like about World of Warcraft earlier, I think if I asked a bunch of people that question, oh yeah, what's up, Foolproof Client? Thank you for the sub on YouTube. I think, personally speaking, if I asked a bunch of people what they like about WoW, I bet you 90% of the answers would have something to do with the social element of WoW. I think that one of the reasons that we like World of Warcraft so much is because it allows us to connect with people online. And it gives us something to do with them. Sorry to hear that, Enyo. It'd be like that sometimes. I bet many of us, if you would just go on more raves with Kitty. Right. That's what I need to do. Because that's me, Wisdom. When I think about it, when I stop and think about it, maybe I'm struggling with my mission in life because I don't rave enough. You're onto something, Wiz. If I just went to more raves, that would be, would you think I would feel like I had more of a mission at that point? What do you think? Out of curiosity. How do you, is that what I'm missing? Classic feels more social. I know. I actually think that retail has kind of gone astray over time because it hasn't focused enough on the social elements of the game. I need to go clip that entire key from earlier, and to be honest with you, I might just post it tonight. We were tanking, what was it, like a 12 Magisters earlier on the Monk, and I went on a full rant about what World of Warcraft is missing. To be honest with you, after stream, I might take that and clip it and post it tonight. Okay, let's do this. I don't think a mission, but you may finally have a... Well, who said I would show you? You know, Wiz, as a staunch supporter of stream, be careful what you ask for, because I might just send you a DM. Don't tempt me. Okay, one more. go out with the face sometimes. Well, I mean, if I'm gonna work out, I'm gonna do it right. if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it right. You know. How heavy are those? These, they're not that heavy. When I've learned to work out over time, I've realized, especially with my genetic condition. So I have a condition, if you don't know. My joints go like this. Watch, ready? Ready? 3, 2, 1. Boop, boop, boop. Like this. I'm super bendy. I've got a connective tissue disorder. And when I wanted to get fit and basically move past the chronic illness that I grew up with, one thing I had to learn how to do was control and contract. So you pay attention to your diet. I have a very particular diet. I have to eat medically, Enyo. It's not exactly what I would recommend for anyone else, but it works for me. So I have a very particular diet. But the idea is, when I work out, I do like ice cream. When I work out, though, I don't tend to lift that heavy. I can lift much heavier. These are about 20 pounds. They're about 20-pound dumbbells. When I focus on a bicep curl, there are a few ways that I can do it. But honestly, all of the min-max you hear about, like if you go to the fitness section of YouTube, as an example, and you watch anyone from Jeff Nippard to Mike Israel to this guy to that guy, the truth is, all of these min-maxes, it's not like they're not important, but it is very similar to comparing secondary stats in WoW out of duty. You asked the question, how heavy are those? Or when you asked me about the workouts, fitness is actually quite straightforward. And if you think that just me, for example, squeezing a little bit at the top is going to get me way bigger biceps, or if you think that if I just have a 1 second more on the eccentric, or if I focus more on the isometric track, whatever it is, this is like saying if I had 1% more crit or 2% more mastery, I would just fix my damage. But there's probably a bigger core rotational element that I might be missing. So if I can nail the actual rotation and get off of using the single button rotation, then ultimately I'm going to get the vast majority of my results, right? Yes, I will talk nerdy to you, Drabsy, no problem. So although you can dissect and basically, you can actually go into what is the function of the bicep and how do you do it, ultimately, if you just pick up a weight and you do a bicep curl, you're going to get most of the results. You don't have to min-max. It's not about min-maxing. It's about doing enough. Something with fitness is way better than nothing. Does that make sense? That's basically my approach to it. Now, you can min-max if you're a bodybuilder or if you're competitive with it, but most people aren't. Most people are just trying to pick up their kids or their date, right? And wrestle a bear. In which case, Enyo, you got to start drinking milkshakes, not actual advice. So these are about 20 pounds, but I'm focusing on just contraction. Oh, Hasek gets a crit mastery. Yeah, that's what it was. That's exactly right. Of course. Let's do forums. Training forums. Let's do these. Protein shakes count? Do you like them? Honestly, I'm not going to the gym right now, so I got to do some stuff at home, at least a little bit. And you asked a question, by the way, Beasting. Do you play Dream of Scenarios or Dream Guide with EC? I play Dream of Scenarios because Dream of Scenarios makes me tankier. On top of the fact that it makes me tankier, the other thing about Dream of Scenarios is that I can control when I use it to off heal and actually save people. Dream Guide, after the 0.5 patch, it's getting buffed. So maybe we'll play Dream Guide then, but I think Dream of Scenarios is better right now for Guardian Druid. Which Arson is gone tomorrow, so I don't know if we're going to be doing Guardian Druid stuff or if I'm going to be playing some alts. We'll see. Very possibly one of the 2 next days I'll probably take off stream. I think it would be good for me to actually go out potentially. Maybe. Oh boy. Okay. Whoosh. Okay. Whoosh. I gotta get a better camera. Should get a better camera. I wish this could go up more. I feel like I'm a floating head right now. I feel like I gotta be like, like an Oompa Loompa. Ah. Armani, if you're still here, I know you said you were raiding earlier. Out of curiosity, how did you find my channel today? I had a random stream disconnect earlier, so I was wondering if you're new to the stream and still hanging out as I randomly lift dumbbells at the end of my gaming session today. I was wondering how people found stream. Normally, we play World of Warcraft, although sometimes I talk about grief. You were expecting me to say something funny, but I've one-upped you. Now I want 7-Up. I would say 3 packs of carrots to failure whiz, and start riding motorcycles. That's what I would do. I think those 2 combined, you have a very high chance of success. It's not perfect, right? It's a generalization because I don't actually know your life. If I really want to tailor these Oompa Loompa results for you specifically, obviously we'd have to have a proper consultation. But at the very least, what I would say is that you could start doing carrots to failure. Best stats for Guardian, haste, then whatever you want. Hillbilly, the truth is for Guardian, you can play whatever stats you want. So my gear right now is not bad, but at the same time for Guardian, you could actually play haste, whatever. Yeah. I'll get going then. Thanks, Wiz. I'll see you later. And thank you for gifting the subs after the stream disconnected. It is really surprisingly like demotivating when that happens, but it's okay. It does happen like this. One of these days we'll have to do a 24-hour stream, but not yet. Otters can dye their bones purple by eating many purple seeds. That doesn't work for us humans. It kind of does. What if I want to look like an Ark survival character with watermelons for forearms and calves? There's probably a country somewhere in the world free where you can make this dream a reality. You just have to find it. Never give up. You know, I would say the standard advice, never give up on your dreams. Shoot for the moon. If you fall, at least you won't remember it. You're kind of jacked. Thank you. I normally go by Steve Henry, but I'll accept the jacked. This is actually one of my favorite exercises for this particular part of my forearm that you can see popping out right now. If you're done with the right intention, and you can actually get this right, you can see that part of my forearm absolutely popping out. The brachioradialis. Ooh, okay. Ooh. I meant it. I told you I was actually going to get my whole workout in. Just a little bit, at least. I don't have to do a crazy ton, but if I don't do this on stream, trust me, I won't do it at all. I know myself too well. I know me, you know me, yeah. I've got to do something. I don't have a lot of like physique goals right now. I don't really care if I'm bulking or cutting or whatever. I think I just want to enjoy my food for a little bit. The truth is, though, I do want to keep myself in reasonable shape. No, if I wanted to show off, I would take off the shirt. Because I'm still kind of cut right now, so. And, you know, if I wanted to show off, I could just, like, but this shirt is cut in a way that you can't see anything. Yeah. I sent the example picture to you. Oh boy, what example picture of what? Oh, is that what they look like? I've never seen an Ark survival character before. Is that what they look like? I've never seen that before. I'm gonna take some salt. I need some hydration. I did not know that what they look like. Huh. Did you get anything good in your vault, by the way, Enyo? Sorry, free. Did you actually, what was your first vault? Did you get anything good? Because I know you actually bought the run. I'm hoping you got some nice mythic item. My Druid got nothing in this last vault, so I was kind of sad. Who this? Doverkin. Hello. Yeah, still here. I saw some of your tank and healer vids before midnight when I was looking and watched quite a few. I was on Twitch looking for stream to watch. Oh, hello. And you didn't disappoint? Thanks. I like people's names. I actually, you know, your name is my first point of introduction to you, Armani. So when people follow, I read your name, right? I see a little follow notification. I see, hey, this person's name is Armani or Free or Enyo or whatever. My real life name is Steve, which is not, there's nothing wrong with Steve, right? But at the same time, I like a woo. Like, if I introduce myself as a woo, it actually tells you something about me. What you learn about me is that I appreciate joy and I'm a happy, kind of fun person. Like, I don't know, I think a woo just makes it, you can't be like super manly and tough and be like, huh, my name is a woo. Like, it doesn't work. Like, it's you know what I mean? It's like, my name is a woo. Like, that's more me. So I feel like it actually has some characteristic that carries my personality a little bit. It tells you something about me as a first impression if you know that that's my name. How have people crafted two-handed embracers? You have your third craft this week. You should have 6 sparks this week, Commando Cal. So I have a weapon and bracers here as an example, right? This was first 4 sparks, and then we got a 5th, and then the 6th was the bracers. Now, next week is going to be a 7th, and then the week after that, you get another craft. So next week, we do not get a craft, but the week after that, we get a craft. Does that make sense? Ooh is too close to ooh. It does a little bit. But also, I wouldn't mind. I mean, I've got a little ooh in me. I think we all do. I, at one point, was a teenager on the internet. I am of the age, Enyo, that I'm allowed to say ooh, I believe. Potentially. You only have 4. Total sparks, you should have 6. Make sure you're taking a look. I think that there's like a menu item here to track it. Make sure you haven't put them in your bank. Isn't there a way to, there's like, it's not this dun shard thing. Where is it? Radiant Spark Dust. No, it's not this one either. Is it this? There, you should definitely have, one comes from a quest. There you go. That's the one. I just came out of a gay lake. Really, Enyo? It should be studied. Interesting. So technically, okay, that makes more sense. So you should get 5 total, but that 1 spark is the 6th. So you should have your 3rd craft this week. But if you, I mean, resets soon, so don't worry about it too much if you don't have it. Not the end of the world. I can't get the 6th one. It's from a bonus quest. My shaman doesn't have the quest. I swear there's still a way to do it. Steve, simple question. Yeah, what's up? What's up, Mexican? How come your Ironfur and Starfall come off cooldown that quick? What are your stats? My Starfall? What do you mean? How come your Ironfur and Starfall come off cooldown that quick? What are your stats? My stats look like this, but my stats are not exactly optimized for Druid yet. I have quite a bit of haste, and then I would probably swap some of this to Verse, but it's not that big of a deal for me right now. But my stats, give or take, look like this. I have this neck. If I got a different neck piece, I would consider swapping it. I just happen to have this right now. So, I don't know. It's not like my haste is super high. And this doesn't have cooldown reduction. So if I Starfall, for example, and go back into bear form, then it won't do this. But also, the double tapping bear form as I incarnate hit 1 is ridiculous. That's the double tap, by the way, and I did figure out why that happens, because the first key I did today, that's what happened. Did you see that? So if I incarnate, it shakes me into bear form, right? But as I hit incarn, if I also go to hit thrash, it will double tap me and take me out of bear form. That's why I keep shifting, by the way. Isn't that an annoying? It's like a GCD delay bug. It's really annoying. Armani, what do you play in World of Warcraft? But I know your rating, so don't worry. And also, I'm going to be done with stream soon. I know for a fact if I don't do this right now, I'm not going to do it, and it's still better to do something than nothing. I did time walking raid on Hunter right after getting to 90. Got a massive heroic. Crit ring, nice. What did you get from your vault free from the key we did last week? What did you end up getting from that? The mythic item in your vault. You should have got a good one on your Druid, right? Did you get anything worthwhile? Like tier weapon or something? So talk to someone in the inn, talk to Lorthamar, and go to different... You have to do the zone things. Oh, it's like the midnight catch-up. You have to do that on your alt? Ew. You could just wait till next week, honestly, and you'll get the 6 spark next week then on your alt as a catch-up. Yeah, the Midnight World Tour. Oh, I'm not doing that on my alts. I'll just wait till next week. Also, thanks for being a good mod in Chronic Lurker Drabs. It was trash? Damn. Really? Whoa, that sucks, Free. That's okay. I had a full Mythic Vault, and I also got basically a socket. It was a rough first Mythic Vault. I'm hoping the next one is much better. Oh, there's not a lot left in these forums. Oh, how am I going to perform self-soothing activities tonight? Oh, like reading a really nice book and drinking a cup of chamomile tea. It's going to be really hard to lift that mug. Oh, boy. Yeah, okay. Oof. Oh, Resto Shaman took over. Gotcha. Can you explain the build that you macro the Iron for and don't take Apex? Yeah, so I looked the build and want an explanation behind it. Basically, so I've done all the keys that you see here. I've done with this build, right? Not quite Resil 16 yet, but the idea is that every single key, including the 17 Nexus from today, I've done all of them with this Apex build. I think, including 16 Algathar, I think that the only key that I wouldn't be able to play it in the future is give or take an 18 Algathar or 19 other keys. I think that's maybe when tank damage starts to matter. Before that point, this build works just fine. It's a bit less damage, but the key with this build, and I did make a guide completely explaining it if you want Wolf on YouTube members or Patreon, if you want to look at the whole guide there. But the idea basically is the macro Iron Fur doesn't mean that I'm just trying to play defensive. I still want to do competitive damage. But effectively, that damage comes mostly from Lunar Beam uptime. So I don't fill with Mangle, and it's just big thrashes, big Lunar Beams, and making sure that I never miss a Lunar Beam thrash, and that's kind of the bread and butter of it, if that makes sense. So the idea is it's very tanky. You don't, but the biggest benefit that you get from it is just the fact you don't have to worry that much. It's just a very straightforward build, if that makes sense. You don't really have to think about it. You can just chill and tank some keys for your buddies, and you do enough. Like it's not that you do no damage. You do plenty competitive damage, and it has really good snap threat. It's extremely tanky. It's very straightforward, but mostly it just saves you on brain globals. You can also play the regular Apex and be perfectly tanky. But I do think that this build has the edge on being tanky. It's just really solid right now. What abilities do you macro Iron for to? Only Thrash, not Moonfire. Only Thrash, so I can always have enough Rage for Frenzied Regen pretty much when I need it. Or B-Res as needed. So yeah, mostly just Thrash. Whew. All right. I've got work soon. I want to make sure I go drink some more milk and stuff soon as well. I think I've had enough calories today. I don't know. Had a whole roast and a milkshake. So, yeah, if you enjoy this type of playstyle, basically, I just play it exactly like I played Thorns of Iron before. I miss Thorns of Iron, so I wanted to make a build on beta that played exactly like the previous Thorns of Iron did, you know? That's what mattered. The routes are linked in Discord. I think I've updated most of them. There are maybe a few things I do need to update, though. But you can take any of them, and by all means, feel free to use them. There's also my Platinator and stuff linked in Discord as well, and do make sure you have that. I think it's the only combat add-on. I think I made a short about this. It's the only one you need, but definitely get Platinator or Plater. It's not optional. Trust me, just get it. Your life will be much better. Just do it. Okay. One more. I have Plater. Yeah, either one works. They're basically the same thing. If you use Platinator, you can take mine from Discord. It's under my UI, but it's not necessary. The base UI, cap it. I would just get it. Trust me. Just do it. You don't need to customize it. You can use mine as a base and then go from there. But the truth is, just get it. Trust me. Trust me. Trust me. It's so helpful. It'll make your life much easier. You can just see things that you wouldn't be able to see otherwise. I mean, technically, I can use base frames, anything, but it's just like, yeah, even as a DPS, it's just going to be, you can see when something's casting on you, you can identify how to help your team more, etc. I mean, it's not like you need it, but it is straight up a competitive advantage. Yeah, it's actually a competitive advantage. You'll be able to identify so much more about the key because Blizzard kind of failed on the nameplate stuff. All right. Honestly, I'm pretty happy with that. Now, I know stream disconnected in the middle of stream, but thank you guys for hanging out. It was a fun Sunday of gaming. Now, I do have to get to work, and I want to go maybe edit a little video or something for the YouTubes. Hi, Armani. Well, it is 9 p.m. for me, so I am a little tired. I forgot what you were asking. Oh, I was just asking what spec you play. You know, making conversation and stuff, though. How many stacks of iron fur do you need? What's the diminishing return breakpoint? Oh, I can explain this one real quick before the end of stream, Beasting. I got you. All right, Beasting, watch this. Very easy to explain iron fur. The first stack is the most important, but effectively, it's not exact, but something you can kind of do the math like this. Every stack past the first stack is 5% less valuable. Observe. So if I, for example, generate a whole bunch of rage here, right? You can see that my base armor, yeah, is 40% physical damage reduction. You see that? So I have 40% DR against physical damage. If I use a single iron fur, I get 17% physical damage reduction. Effectively 15% because it's basically proccing from other things right now. But effectively, right, it's one stack is 15%. Now, a 2 stack of this, let me get some rage and I'll show you here. Okay, so 1 stack is 15%, okay? 2 stacks is therefore 10%, and then 3 stacks is going to only give me an extra 5% on top of that. So to answer your question simply, as a kind of a very easy way to understand it, 2 stacks is more valuable. The 3rd stack starts to get much less valuable because the first one's 15, the next one's 10. These are loose numbers. They're not exact numbers, but an easy way to understand it is that by the 3rd stack, you're already starting to get into more heavy DR. There are still times where 3 stacks will help you live more than that, but basically that was 4. 75% is 4 stacks now. And does that answer your question? Yeah, super easy to understand when you actually just hit some target dummies for a second. It's effectively like that 2nd stack is still 10%, which is big value in some polls, but that's it. What's up, Rez? Good morning, good morning. I'm actually about to head out today, Rez, but thanks for stopping by. Disc Priest, but rating a pug normal. I forgot what we were asking. Great example, straight to YouTube Shorts. Oh, should I clip that? That's actually a good point. I don't know if that clip, I think it was too late for the clip, but it's a good point, actually. I'll make that clip tomorrow. It's okay. It's very easy to understand once you have it. The only reason that it's changing is because I have the primary stat. So agility affects the amount of armor that you get from Iron Fur, as well as some other talents that you might play. But effectively, the armor gets affected by your attack power, your agility, and your mastery. So technically speaking, the exact value is not exact, but you get the point. Yep. You're welcome. Rez, I hope you have a great day. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you've also been really enjoying your midnight journey thus far. I am tired. I have been super enjoying the World of Warcraft, but I must go now. I have work shortly, and then after that, I'll be back tomorrow. Although, again, one of these days, man, should I do like tomorrow? And your Instacat videos? Oh, thank you. Make a 30-minute guide on Druid tanks as if somebody never played it. Explicits, that's a good question. I love pets, thank you. Yeah, I actually can't believe that I just made that social media not too long ago, and it's wild to me that some of them pop off like that. Is mastery really valuable for bears? It's a fine stat. It's not the best stat. It's a good stat. Nothing wrong with mastery, basically. You shouldn't demonize mastery because it's not bad. It's not fantastic. It's somewhere in the middle. It might not be the prio of the stat that you really consider that you always want to play, but it's good, if that makes sense. All righty then. I wonder. I'll stream tomorrow. Yeah, I'll be here tomorrow. Maybe I take Tuesday off. Maybe that though. New mic position. I was standing up doing bicep curls earlier, and now I am not doing bicep curls. So my camera and my mic is probably off. That's it. That's honestly, that is the entirety of it. That is literally 100% of it though. He's hiding his mustache? Yes. Because I didn't want to spoil it for you like this. That I have a mustache right now though. Explicits, perhaps at some point I will consider that actually though. Maybe I will. Yeah. Let's go make a new friend. You know what? This is the very first person that I found here. Let's go make a new friend. I don't know who this is. Let me say hello. I'm going to say hello. If they respond back to me, I'm rating them. That's it. Holy shit, they're synced. Oh my god. All right, I'm rating them immediately. Bro, what is this? Wait, there's two of them. Okay, who are these guys? I don't know who this is. I'm rating them right now. Okay, don't freak them out. I don't know who they are. They're just the first person that came up on recommended. I literally I've never met them before. Bro, if you follow them, they do a little duet song. Oh my god. Okay, wait, hold up. I want to meet these guys. Here we go. What, who are they? They seem nice. What is this? Why are they synced? Oh, the sync? The sync is incredible. Who are they? That's amazing. Okay. All right, good night, guys. I'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully my internet doesn't go out then. That is a thing. They're fun. All right, GG's.